What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to Nerd Summary. This is the second episode of the Warcraft campaign. My name is Troy. I'll be the DM. Over here, on my left, we have Keith and Sean. Sean, you gotta move over to the left a little bit.
Wait, my left?
Because you're not on the camera at all. There you go. And then over here on my right, we got George and Chris.
Hello?
Careful hitting the table. Couple announcements. Alright, Matt's already in. What's up, Matt? Couple announcements. If you haven't noticed, bam, and bam, right? And then I'm gonna go back over here to the left, bam. Somebody on our Instagram, Reddit. It was Reddit. Somebody on Reddit messaged me saying that for the fuck of it, they just decided that they would send us decals. So, shout out to Chris from Robinson Signs. You can go on our Instagram to find out more. He was the one that sent it to us. The one over here on the left, that's 3 feet long. We have one that's 4 feet long and gonna go on the wall right behind Chris right there. George, if you want to go behind you, hand me one of the shorter ones. There's just the long one, right? The short, long one. If you see that. If you can kind of see it there, this is just a small sticker you can put anywhere. It's just straight white. And we actually might give these out in a giveaway. So we still have, if you guys care, we still do have the 25 subscriber giveaway. We'll give away 3 sets of dice. That means, George loves when I say this. If you have Amazon Prime, you can hook it up to Twitch to get Twitch Prime and subscribe to any channel for free, whether that be us, it doesn't matter. Also, I said last week, and some people didn't know this, if you have an EDU email, you can hook your EDU email up to your Amazon for 6 free months of Amazon Prime, then hook that up to your Twitch and get Twitch Prime. Matt says, how are we all doing today?
Oh, Matt.
Thank you.
The rest of the group.
He doesn't care about you!
I'd love to see you here, Matt. You know,
Switch
I'm happy
you.
to have you here.
I guess the chat's not working right now. The stream's supposed to keep it moving. The chat's not working for some reason. Figure that out later. I don't know. It's not working. Huh?
It sounds like Twitch.
Yeah, kind of. Doesn't matter. So we are going to just go ahead and get started. Why? I freaking.
By the way, I'm just gonna lose this. It's gonna be like a mix of like a Scottish and then like a Russian accent.
There we go.
And you're just gonna see me like floating. It's gonna be great.
All right. So we'll get to you guys. Human and dwarf, right?
No, Blood Elf. No, not Blood Elf. Night Elf.
Night Elf. All right. Miso is a bit too loud. The mic? You mean the mic? Music's a bit too loud.
I can barely hear it.
It's probably different.
String difference.
All right. Let me know how that is. If you want, you guys can turn up the music right there. That's only for you guys. Sean, if you want to turn around the first speaker right there, just turn the dial up a little bit. That's fine. That's fine. I just hope it doesn't echo through the mic a little bit. Okay. So, when you guys last left off, you two, you were in the Horde capital city of Orgrimmar. You know what? I legit messed with the cameras last time, so your heads would not be cut off. You tall-ass motherfucker. Stay where you are.
I mean, I'm gonna be moving around a lot. So.
This is gonna be hard. You're dealing with one short kid and one really tall kid.
You're good there. And I'm actually gonna turn this one a little bit as well.
Wait, let me actually see the Twitch. Like, slow so I can see it.
You can look at it real quick, but don't stay on the stream anymore. I have a new rule. You guys are not allowed to watch the stream because the chat may give away like certain things. But anyway. Let's start over.
As Sean pulls up the chat.
No, I'm seeing like.
Oh, how the chat is.
Yeah.
Yeah, check how the chat is.
Oh, that's why. I'm on the wrong one.
Oh, I look good.
So I think everything's pretty good. We're on something.
Sean,
I'm an idiot.
you look sexy, yo.
Got the chat.
Dude, you see my hair, man? It's so long.
It's weird seeing you with longer hair.
Oh, that's
Right?
Wait, can you not see it?
Alright, guys, I'm gonna start. So, when last you guys left off, you guys were in the Horde capital city of Orgrimmar, learning new abilities, buying and selling stuff at the auction house, etc. What do you guys want to do before we actually... Because I'm gonna let you guys finish off from there, and then we'll actually start.
Yes.
Because we didn't have much time last time.
would like to learn something about the books that he had collected from last time.
What are those books that you have? I do forget.
Those books, I have an infinite Oh, I did learn about those books actually. What I wanted to learn.
I thought you only learned about one. Didn't you have multiple though?
Infinite Dragonflight book, and the other one was a grimoire, purple and green.
You didn't. If you learned about the Dragonflight one, I don't remember what I told you, but I know you did not do that. Okay.
I appreciate it.
I'll tell you what.
By the way, I'm a mad one. I didn't notice.
Let me. Oh, it already. You are jewel crafting and herbalism. Nobody here is inscriptionist. No. They would know more about books, but you can go to an inscription trainer and find out. So we'll get back to you. Pochi, is there anything you want to do?
Let's see if I can find more help.
Either go to the auction house or find a general store. Take your chance on which one would have them cheaper. Actually, alchemy trainer might have them, but if you want to go to the auction house, let's do that. You're already there. That's where you guys left off. So you want to ask one of the auctioneers? Okay.
Hello. Do you have any of your finest health potions?
Roll 1d20.
12.
12? They finished off the auction that they were doing. They were auctioning off like a dagger or something, and somebody in the back won it. And then ironically, the next thing is a health potion. Those right there, I made those. Hold on. If I can switch, you can probably see it. Yes, Keith, point to him. That's literally just water and food coloring. But yes. So yes. An elixir of health. They have about 5. About 5 elixir of health, and the bidding starts off at. Actually, they give 5 health with each sip.
Is it like all of them at like one time? The 5.
One potion will give you 5 health.
No, like is it all of the potions auctioned at the same time?
Yes. Did you not want 5?
No, I'm good with that.
All right. Well, 5 health potions. 5 health points per potion. They're starting the bidding at 5 gold.
5 gold. 5 gold. I will put 5 gold on.
Okay. Roll 1d20.
I'm not sure that's how bidding works.
7. You won them.
Okay.
There you go. So yeah, just take away 5 gold, add 5 potions.
So all health potions do 5.
Yes. Is there anything else you wanted to do before the inscriptionist?
Yes. I wanted to know about jewel crafting, how I may use that to my benefit.
Yes. As of right now, none of your gear has slots for gems, but you make gems. It's kind of like enchanting. Enchanting makes the gear better just by kind of like putting a spell on it, I guess you could say. Enchanting, if there's gem slots on the gear, it makes your stat scores better.
Oh, I understand. So I can make these jewels.
Mm-hmm.
That can improve my armor, although it's my teammates.
For tanks, you can possibly make jewels, or if anybody else wants them, that increases armor class.
Ooh. Very interesting.
Okay.
Did I see anything in like mining or blacksmithing in this town?
In the city, yes. We can get to that. As you guys are standing in the doorway of the auction house, you hear a rumble going on behind you. You see that there's this tall night elf mage you've never met before, and a very short, bulgy dwarf hunter. They're walking in behind you, and they're kind of they're not treated well by the guards. You are with him at the auction house right now.
I'm not there.
So you see this whole thing going down.
Ooh, look at that! Always the guards, asserting their authority. You want to intervene?
Not really. Let's let them die.
That's also a good option!
As the guards are running towards them, you hear a different noise. Let me switch to this. You hear a different noise. The auction house is actually right here, guys. This is where you are. Right here in this building, you hear a different noise of the guards running that way. They completely disregard them, but run towards the bank. You hear like a thud, and a grunt says, "Come back when you have business with the bank, puny one." And you see 2 orc grunts throw a lesser orc from the bank, and he's in a pile of his own belongings that were threw out as well. They're like white clothes that appear to be like tabards without an insignia.
Ooh.
Do you guys want to do anything with that information?
Huh. Well, I would like to go up to these people who were being harassed by the guards. And I'd like to go up to them and see what they think of this situation. These orcs, how are you doing today, good sirs?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
Splendid, splendid. What about you, High Elf?
See that he's a warlock, so I'm just gonna look at him.
Dark Elf.
He's a night elf.
Sorry, Night Elf. Oh, my brain just sometimes. Yes, are you not?
I am a night elf, actually.
I apologize.
Stop being so offended. It happens all
Oh, see, be more like your friend, understanding.
More like your friend to know.
What do you take these orc grunts?
He's a fucking dwarf. You don't know the races.
I'm making a joke.
Okay.
Don't mind my friend. He thinks his jokes are funny. Anyway, what do you think of this man? Have you seen him before? Have you noticed anything interesting about him, or how the guards have treated him? Well, what were they bothering you about?
We're different, like they always do.
No belongings area,
It's the worst, isn't it? Would you like me to get rid of them?
No, I don't mind taking them down.
Well, that sounds splendid!
As you guys are talking about your plan to kill the guards of the city,
Yes.
the grunt, not the grunt, the orc that was thrown out of the bank, who was collecting his cloths, his tabards or whatever, he gets up, takes another step, and some random guy just pushes him back down, laughing. He's with his party or whatever, and they're all kind of like just messing around with him, making fun of him for being smaller, a lesser orc, blah blah blah.
Oh, God.
And he kind of just like tries to hide under the awning of the bank in the dark so nobody sees him and just stays there.
That is just splendid. Isn't that great? Survival of the fittest at its best. Would you like to do anything? I know how you may feel about this, but I just love seeing nature in action. Would you like to do anything? I know this might offend you in some way. Would you like to go? I can accompany you.
I'd like to get to know this man a bit better. That's your say.
Why not? Ochi, come with me. Dark nights, whatever you are. Let's go. Mathis, Alwyn, pleasure it is. Alwyn, nice to meet you. I only have one arm, sorry about that. Hochi, meet them as well.
So as you guys are talking about approaching the orc, he kind of hears that and turns away, like he pretends that he didn't hear that, like looking away. But you guys approach.
Hey, is he still being bullied by these others?
I don't think he is.
No, he's under the awning. He's kind of there by himself. He has all of his like just clear white cloths with him and just standing there trying to mind his own business.
Tough day at work, huh? How have you been, sir?
He tries to like ignore you in a way, just like that he doesn't want to be rude, but he wants to show you that he doesn't want to be bothered. But intimidated by your stature and your just like demonic look, he replies, "It's not the best of days."
Yes, it is not. But who knows? Fortune follows those who seek it.
As you're talking to him, he's like kind of like a little frightened by you, and takes a step back, but trips on a rock and kind of drops some of his claws, but keeps pulling them back in and holding them.
Oh, it's splendid how puny and weak he is, isn't it? It's just splendid. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. My friend over here, he has very much a relation to how you are feeling. Sometimes he's different. Even his name, Sjotived. What kind of name is that? A name of surely befitting a man of his stature.
The puny orc looks at your other 3 party members and kind of like whispers in a way that you do hear him, but pretending like you don't. Is he always like this?
Well, just ignore him. What happened in the bank?
If you must know, I had a group before, much like yours. Let's just say I made a mistake, and they shunned me out, took all my armor, my gear. All I was left with was these guild tabards that I was going to hand out to them. We were going to be a guild called Pals for Life.
Oh.
I thought of the name, but they left, and now I have these, and no one to use them with.
So wait, they stole your goods? That's what you're saying?
They stole everything. He looks down and covers his penis. He's not naked. He's.
Do you know where the
How
party
unfortunate!
members are?
Would you like to leave?
They've traveled to Northrend. They're going to fight the Lich King.
Well, we'll go heading in the same direction.
Why don't you want to take him out with us?
He kind of not ignoring you, but looks at his side, and he does have like a loincloth and all that, but he has like a just this satchel, like a backpack or whatever, and grabs it like he's looking for something, but doesn't feel anything. There's nothing in it. Realizing that he has nothing to his name, he asks you, would you guys want these tabards? Would you want to start your own guild?
How many tabards do you have?
He has 5. You can count them in.
So, one for each of us, and one for him as well?
Yes. Matt, Keith, Matt wants to know how you pronounce your character's name.
Sjotived.
Sjotived.
Still working it out. Danny DeVito's backwards.
But why are you
Just
saying
give it
that?
away!
I know, it's funny.
Come
I
on.
don't care.
Sjotived, please. Be civil.
Watch you, mad-headed.
Splendid name.
Anyway, so, do you guys want the tabards?
Well, I want to change the name though.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine. He has a guild charter. You need 5 signatures to make one.
Okay.
You can go
Let's make
to.
it with this splendid puny man. He could do the
I don't think
grunt
it's
work.
quite nice to call him puny.
But just look at his stature.
I understand the statue.
Look at your stature, you ain't got none. He's not saying shit. That's why I
Watch it. We've just met. Please stay on my good side.
As you guys are talking, he hands each of you a guild tabard, right? Tabard. I don't even know how to fucking pronounce it. And says, "I'll be right back." Right? Starts to run and then stops. Comes back and says, "What do you guys want the name to be?"
So much excitement for such a small man. What would you like? I understand we've just met and we don't have many things that we could come up with, but I'm open to ideas. Yes. This man is a man of tall. He's 8 feet tall. Imagine that. Me, only about average height, 5'9". This tall, statuesque elf over here is pretty noticeable. And this very small-statured, what was it again? Dwarf? Was it? Dwarf. Well, that's we don't have much to go together with. I mean, what would you like? I don't understand.
Now,
if only we had a hobbit.
now the puny orc's actually standing there, like one arm up on the mailbox like this, just tapping his foot.
Well, if you're so impatient, would you like to make the name?
He pulls out a piece of paper that has the guild name on top with 1 signature and 4 other lines. His name, which you haven't asked, and it says Pals for Life at the top.
Pals for life.
Just met. Can't be called pals for life.
And he just rips it up. Throws it behind his back and just once again hand in the mailbox, tapping his foot.
How about we all just, alright, I take the piece of paper.
That he
I'm
ripped
like,
up.
Yeah, and I'm like, alright, does anyone have like a pen or anything?
He says, if you're trying to make your own guild charter, you have to go to the building over there and get a new one.
What I'm saying is that we should all write like a name that we want, take a vote on it.
Oh.
That's
All
too
right.
long of a process.
No, Matt, we're not doing that. Sorry. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go get a guild charter. You can do your idea.
Okay.
Okay? Can you guys just humor him? I'm gonna go get a guild charter. Okay. I would like to go over there and get a guild charter.
Okay, you guys think of names in your head. So you actually make your way from in front of the bank right over here, up this way to this building right here. Right?
Ooh.
As you enter, there are two orcs, a male and a female. One of them is actually like sewing guild tabards, right? While the other one is at a table with a stack of letters, right? And reading them, kind of just approve, deny, right? So what do you want to do?
Well, I guess we've already had tabards, I say to myself, but out loud. I'm not one to think inside my own mind, and I go, I already see tabards. But well, the man with the staff, I'd like to go up to him.
Okay. As you walk up, he turns around and says, "Any business with making a guild, young man?"
Yes, very much so. I'd like to make one with the 4 peculiar fellows that I've met. How would I go about that process?
Well, it's perfect because you need 5 people total.
You sound a lot like that orc I just met.
We all kind of sound the same.
Oh.
We're a bit racist, aren't you? Anyway, he hands you a paper.
Doesn't have such a cute size.
He gets up from his chair and flexing, towering over you, and says, "Well, I'll say it again."
I retract my statement.
Again, he sits down and hands you a piece of paper, blank piece of paper that has a line that says name and 5 other ones with like a numeric 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with a sign at the bottom, approve or deny.
Okay, I'd like to take this piece of
Okay.
paper from him. And thank you very much. I will be of need of your services in a little while. Appreciate it, good sir.
Thank you for coming in.
No problem.
He looks to the
Who
other
are you?
female.
It's a mix of like the gay character from last time, and now like we're adding like Mex. Is this gonna keep rolling? Like
He looks
He's
to
insane, so maybe.
he looks to the other female orc in there, and they kind of just turn to each other, and he says, "Audios? Do you know that language?" And you guys leave.
Yes, I made up my mind.
You want to go meet back up with them?
Yes, of course. I'd like to say I have the paper. Good gentlemen, come up with a name yet?
my vote is Death Battalion.
Death Battalion. How
I think
splendid!
that's too much of an aggressive name. They hear the Death Battalion come in.
But so genuine. Well, what is your idea?
I don't have an idea right now. I'm trying to think.
Then
It
hold
was
your
the ghost.
criticism.
Well,
Some stupid shit.
What would you like, Hochi, my good friend?
I'm just gonna go with Death Battalion as I have no other.
That's what I like to hear.
So 2 votes for Death Battalion. I like to go for Mad Hatter and Friends. Would you like that? I'm
Or
guessing
no.
that's a no.
Not at all.
wait, what's your name actually? Before we even, you know.
My name?
Yes. You're a part of this guild. I mean,
His name doesn't matter.
Wait,
Well, he's just
I can
gonna do the
join
grunt
you?
work.
Should've just fucking left.
We need-
I'm sorry. My name is Doros. Doros.
How fitting of a puny man like you.
My parents thought I was gonna be a girl.
Oh. Well, they were right, weren't they?
He takes his tabard and just goes.
Oh, no. Don't be excited. I'm just jesting with you.
As you guys are talking about the name, he actually wanders off again. He goes into a general store, gesturing you like 1 minute, and just walks off into the general store. Which, if you guys are right here in front of the bank, is right next to the auction house right here.
Ooh.
And he'll be right back.
Ooh, we could be Nerdus Summareus. What do you think of that? Nerdus Summareus?
Uramus.
Let's not do the backwards name.
Sir Nummery?
The Surd.
I'd like to...
The
The Surd!
Duras kind of like grabs onto the doorway of the general store and yells at you, "The Surd!" and just goes back in.
The Surd it is!
So you guys agree on that?
Could stand for many things, like absurd or...
So if you guys want, if you agree, at the top of your paper right above like the World of Warcraft thing, just write the Surd.
The Surd.
You guys all sign your names down on the guild charter. He comes back now, and he actually has this mace, right? A one-handed mace. Where? I forget where I had mine. Oh, it's up there. Never mind. I can't show it on stream because I don't want to get it. But yes, he has a one-handed mace. And he just walks over and has his guild tabard on with the one-handed mace. It's all he's wearing. Tabard and a mace, right? Walks over, he's like, "Did you guys decide on the Surd? I thought it was very good."
Yes, we have!
As you guys sign your names on the guild charter, he puts his on there. And you guys walk back to the guild store thing, vendor, whatever.
Auction.
No. Excuse me.
Oh, we go back to the place of the guild.
Matt wanted me to tell you guys to be Clan PD Meanest. Does anybody know the joke behind that? When I was doing the Warcraft Addiction video, his character's name was PD Meanest.
Ah, I know.
But anyway, so you guys walk back into the guild store. Returning, he realizes you walked in and says, "Ah, you got your whole group with you now, huh?"
Yes, we have.
All right, and you hand the paper. Okay.
Yes.
Reading it, he says, "The Surd. I like it. Arwen?
Right over here, good sir.
My fuss?
Mathis, actually.
Alright, if you say so. Siotovit. I like that name. Hochi?
My parents gave it to me.
I thought you'd be a girl. Doros. Doros, and he kind of just leans over you, kind of like coming, right here, alright? And stamps down approved. You guys are good. You have these blank tabards with nothing on them. I'll just say, as you guys turn around, and the girl who's actually like making the tabards, right? Kind of just throws this like reddish magenta, kind of like a tinted paint onto your tabards, right?
Ooh.
And just stamps down the Surd, right? If you ever want to change the name or whatever, there's a fee, but you can come back.
I think it's a very nice name.
As you guys are leaving that building, kind of walking back towards the bank, right? Where was I? You see, like, in the distance, coming from the drag, like, by where you guys were before, like, the Valley of Honor, you guys hear a horn. A goblin herald yells, "The Zeppelin to Boring Tundra is here! All aboard Northrend! We're leaving in 5 minutes!" And you guys see it's Garrosh Hellscream. This is all from last time. Garrosh Hellscream, High Overlord Sarfang, and Dranosh Sarfang are walking, helmet held against their ribs with their weapons sheathed, walking towards the city gates to the Zeppelin Towers. If you haven't just referenced or like context clues, Dranosh is Overlord Sarfang's son. You can hear over their conversation a little bit as High Overlord Sarfang goes to his son Dranosh. "Once in Northrend, my son, Garrosh and I will station ourselves in Boring Tundra at Warsong Hold. You, my boy, will travel northeast to Icecrown with a fleet of the Warsong offensive to meet up with High Overlord Bolvar Dragon at the Wrathgate. Make sure it is well guarded." "Yes, father."
Yes, I'd just like to know if these people are familiar with it. I know they just came into town and all. I wasn't sure if they were familiar with it.
With what's going on?
Yes.
You can inform them.
Hello, guys. How are you today? As I've said before, and I say again for some reason. You guys know of the whole battle that is going on at the moment.
The Lich, of course.
Of course, we must defeat the Lich King, and these people are here to help us on that journey. Many of them are generals and people of high power, and some of them don't get along so well. But they are here with us, and we must make peace with that, and we must follow them into battle.
As you guys are talking, Doros actually walks over into the hustle and bustle of the three, Garrosh, Heilvard, Sarfang, and Dranosh are walking with a battalion behind them. He walks trying to get into the crowd. One of the grunts actually realizes that Doros is trying to pickpocket him, smashes him down, and because he overestimated his strength, and Doros is very small, killed him. And then yes, they're trampling over his body right now, walking out of the city. Doros is dead.
Oh, what a fitting end. Well,
we have to apprehend that man.
Apprehend the man.
Yes. Can we just attack the general?
Well, it's just
I mean, exactly. Why was trying to pickpocket the guard? I mean, I think that's justified.
No, Tranus, our friend, tried to pickpocket the guard.
Doros?
Doros.
He's a fucking let him run.
I love him better, but fitting of his stature, fitting of his appearance.
Who's gonna lead these men?
Should we
They're
take
just
the road?
walking forward.
Doros was our guild member.
Idiot.
Toros?
The one who ripped the paper at first.
The one who made the guild with us. He's dead. Well, don't need to remember that.
So you're down to 4 members, but you can still have your guild. It takes 5 to make it, but you can have. Yes. Garrosh sees you guys all standing around, walks over with some maps, handing or just holding them out to whoever wants to grab them.
Ooh, I'd like to clap.
I take one.
Okay. They're all different maps. It really doesn't matter. They're all different maps of Northrend. The continent itself and the other zones within the continent, right? Looking at you guys, he says, "Well, the Lich King won't be defeated with you pups lording in the city like common folk. Your orders are this. The Banshee Queen is traveling back to her quarters in the Undercity. Take the Zeppelin to Tirisfal with her. Then board the Zeppelin to Howling Fjord. While we push northeast, you will go northwest, and we will corner the Lich King for honor." Sylvanas says, "With me, heroes. Meet up with High Executor Anselm at Vengeance Landing in the fjord. Work with the Hand of Vengeance to combat the Vryghoul trying to keep us out of their lands. Dark Lady, watch over you, heroes." And they walk towards the gate. The maps that they gave you are one of the entire continent of Northrend, right? As of now, all you have are the maps to Howling Fjord, the zone that you have to go to. Borean Tundra, which is where Garrosh and Sarfang are going to go. Dragonblight, which is where Dranosh is going with his group. And then Ice Crown, where you need to go.
Looks very dark and mysterious.
So what are you guys going to do right now? While they're all traveling to the Zeppelin Towers, like the Herald said, you have only 5 minutes to get there.
This is the calm before the storm. You guys, are you well equipped for this journey?
I mean, I would like some health potions, but
Best make haste.
Well, my friend over here, fortunately, what?
Wait.
Oh, never mind.
do you have some spare health potions?
I only have 2, and that's really only for me.
Oh.
I said,
Would you spare one? I mean,
we can loot the dead bodies on the
Exactly.
battlefield.
Exactly, you have to earn your health potions.
I guess
You'll
my
do
friend's right in
fine.
that aspect.
You'll do fine.
I feel like if we go underprepared, we might.
You know what?
We have 5 minutes.
You know what?
Can you run back to the town in 5 minutes?
The Zeppelin's leaving in 1 minute!
Here.
I'm just
Here. It's all right. I don't want my party members dying on me. I have 2. I'll give you 1.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure, good sir.
So you guys make your way to the Zeppelins?
Go to the Zeppelins.
Okay. You are leaving the city
Potion, please.
out into Durotar, and you just get on a Zeppelin, right? I don't have the map for it, but just so you know, it's right outside the city.
For 1.
Getting on a Zeppelin, it brings you to the gates of the Undercity, Lordaeron, actually. I'll give you a little insight to... you will find this out later in more of a detailed manner, but the city the Undercity, the Forsaken, the Undead City, is under the city of Lordaeron, where Arthas actually killed his father after taking up Frostmourne. Remember how when you guys did the Calling of Stratholme, and Mal'Ganis told him to go to Northrend to find that blade?
Yeah.
Corrupted him, went to go kill his father and take over that city. When the undead took it, and Arthas left, Sylvanas took it from Arthas. So it's under Lordaeron. It used to be in the Lion's City, right? Your Zeppelin lands in Tearsfall Glades, right in front of the city. You get off. There's another Zeppelin that will take you to Howling Fjord from there. You're gonna get on.
Of course.
There you go.
Of course. Why?
As that one leaves, you guys land at Vengeance Landing in Northrend. As of right now, once you get off, what you see, these buildings are kind of built with these like purple and wood brick, or purple wood and brick buildings, right? One of them, the tallest one, kind of has like this electricity orb at the top, where even the skies are beautiful, right? There's not a cloud in the sky, right? Beautiful warm day in the coldest continent on the planet, right? But there's electricity just coming out of nowhere, hitting it, right?
Warm summer's evening in Antarctica.
Going down the Zeppelin Tower, you see that this town is just riddled with the Forsaken, the undead that are actually on your side, right? You see some vendors, some people cutting up meat, blah, blah, blah. But there's one who seems very geared and on horseback. That seems like he's like an undead elf, kind of.
I know a past friend who would have loved some meat. And unfortunately he's not with us at the moment.
As you guys are at the bottom of the Zeppelin Tower, you see some Forsaken guard runs up to the guy on the horse and says, "Executor, do you want me to?" And he can't get his words out. He's like, "I'm sorry." The Executor's like, "What are you doing? Get it out! What do you want?" And he's just like, "I'm sorry." Stabs himself and dies.
Ooh. Nothing? You say well, I
Interesting
suspect
sight.
something.
Interesting sight to say the least.
People seem to die very easily around here.
Yes, well, it is war.
I mean,
we are in the midst of war.
There's war
It's
and
commonplace.
there's people stabbing themselves.
Well, that is, I do agree with that. But,
You seem to be so used to this.
well, of
I thought you were a
course.
fellow mage to be, you know.
Mage? I am
mean,
no
you
mere
are a
mage. I am a warlock.
Strange.
Very
say the
different
least.
magic. I would like to investigate the body, see if there was any magical influence on this poor little man.
Roll a 1d20. And what is your intellect modifier?
It is +2.
I'll
6.
Wow, okay. Approaching the body to look at it, the guy on the undead horse's back kind of just looks down at you and says, "What are you doing?"
Well, I was just trying to investigate the body, see if he had any magical influence on him.
Yes, Matt, he does. Executor... Oh, I can't remember this motherfucker's name. Where's my paper? I can't even remember the dude's name. Executor Anselm looks down at you and says, "Don't touch that. Are you from the city? Are you from Sylvanas?"
Yes.
Perfect. Sheaths his weapon.
I'm gonna step in and I'm gonna be like, "Alright, I see how you're an elf like me. This man is very strange, don't get me wrong.
He can't do the check. Just leave him.
So would you be kind enough He will not loot the body.
Oh, so because of he's such a nice man, he came in to my rescue even though there was no need for it.
Anselm kind of just reminds you that he had already sheathed his weapon
Oh.
and there's no threat here, and tells you to be more observant. He says, if you kind gentlemen would do me a favor, let me think. What needs to be done around here? What you could do, we're having a wolf infestation right outside of town. I would like to start you guys off with something small. See how worthy you are, how strong you are. So right outside of town, if you want to deal with the wolves, actually, you know what? Oh, you're gonna like this one. A couple of torches over here by the butcher. Take some of the torches. Kill the birds, the fucking birds. As soon as you kill them, light them on fire. Fuck them. Don't actually. I realized I worded that point.
So you're sending us as exterminators?
For now. Is there something wrong with that?
Well, a man of our capability could be definitely useful for you in other quests. Do you not think?
I agree.
I'm assaulted.
What have you done?
Well, we're here.
He looks around and says, is someone going to answer my question?
Well,
What are your qualifications?
We have done many of things, and I'd like to roll a deception roll. See
Go
if I
ahead.
can tell them of my many arduous.
That's with an
journeys.
agility modifier.
Okay, agility.
Wouldn't that be intelligence?
No.
Charisma. Think of
So-
Fallout.
13.
He kind of just, he's close to a building, grabs a torch off the building, hands it to you and says, burn away.
Oh.
Would you mind if I tame the birds?
What?
You're a hunter.
Yes. They could be useful to us.
Personal opinion,
Sure.
tame a wolf. Probably be better for you.
I'm down.
It's up to you. It's really up to you. On your way then. He would like for you guys to kill at least 5 wolves and set like 3 birds on fire.
Would you like the wolves? Would you like them skinned or dead?
I want them dead. If any of you are a leather worker who need the materials, go right ahead.
No, I mean skinned or dead. So you want them dead?
I want them dead. Did you just ask the same question twice?
Well, yes, because
You fucking imbecile! Get the torches!
What kind of compensation besides our standing for you are you thinking?
What was that first big word in there? Because I missed it. I'm sorry, I completely didn't hear what you said.
What kind of compensation will you give us?
Compensation.
Yes.
Are we talking gold or gear? What would you like? Come back to me when you're done, and we will talk.
Okay, so begrudgingly, I make my way with, I guess, my party members, if you would like to, to the birds.
Can I ask one question? Does taming a wolf count as dead? Or do we have to actually kill 5?
You're getting rid of one. I'll let it count. So yes, outside of the town, right over here is basically where you need to go. You guys actually, as you were leaving, you've already seen like these kind of menacing, like undead buildings, right? But every step you take, you realize how, looking off into the distance, like you can see the wolves. It's like this lush green with like trees area. But the town you're in, the ground is like desecrated, right? It's all black. Every step you take, it's kind of like, I guess, char or ash from a fire that may have landed on the ground. It's kind of like just you're stepping into it and leaving footprints. Whether it's that or it's just dead dirt, you don't know. But you exit the town, and now you've made it into this little field right here. You see birds flying around. They're like these falcon-esque type of birds. and these dire wolves everywhere.
Breathe in those smoke fumes. Isn't that pleasant? Ah.
Not really.
Must not be smelling what I'm smelling. What would you like to do?
I mean, we should take them one at a time. Bring them over here.
I have some rations. I think we might be able to put the rations down on the ground, let the bird come over to it, and then trap him and corner him.
Well, we just have to burn them, right? We can kill it and then burn it.
Sure.
As you guys are kind of like discussing a plan, you're in like a silent moment, right? You can hear in the distance, but you can't really make out where it's from. Kind of like a battle going on, right? And screams of a language that you haven't heard before. With axes, like you can hear like the pairing of blades, right? Faintly, you can kind of assume that looking up, you can hear it in a direction on an elevated part of where you are. Like, if you guys are in this pit right here, there's an elevator right here. Made from, like, the ancient Vrykul that live in the land, right? Where you assume it's probably somewhere on this platform up here, but you can't make it out.
Well, I'm gonna try to do a perception roll. What stat is that? Just to see if I can...
Intellect.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can try to make anything out.
I had written down perception. Okay, deception before was agility, yes. Perception is intellect, yep.
That'll be 19.
Okay. And you, I'm sorry, you were rolling to what?
Just to try to pick up on anything I hear. You know?
Yes. You kind of take a minute to just channel out everything and focus on this one sound you're hearing, right? With your big, long elf ears. You kind of just look in the direction of the elevator, and you can see as the bodies are falling from the platform of the elevator, where there's a fight at the top of it, right? There's Alliance forces up there, where you, like right now you're with the undead ones, right?
Yeah.
There's Alliance humans, dwarves and such, fighting the Vrykul and being pushed back, knocked off the elevator, falling like 200 feet.
Well, I'm gonna go approach my party and tell them about it. The Alliance is being pushed back. I think this is a more urgent matter than, hunting wolves and birds. We can always just go back to that.
Well, I tend to like the Horde better anyway. Sounds like a good thing. Why do we let it be?
Coming from the human. But
Well, of course.
Well, he's a warlock.
Warlock.
as you guys look in that direction, you're actually it's a visible day, right? You can see everything. The elevator's stuck in the middle, like if it's like about 200-foot elevator, it's stuck 100 feet up and not moving.
Question: Are we like working to
You're kind of like right now they're working together.
so
There's no faction war going on. They're banded together for the scourge.
as of yet?
Labeled? What do you mean?
Horde Alliance. Are we labeled?
Well, yes, because he is on the Horde and you guys are Alliance right now, but it doesn't matter yet.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna go observe.
Thank you.
I'm gonna look at the elevator and just try to see if there's like anything wedged in that I can try to like hit out with an arcane bolt.
Okay, you can see though, from where you are, you kind of, I'll zoom in right here. You're right in front of the town, and right here, there's a few wolves in your path,
Okay.
so you'd have to probably fight off a few before you get there. But you can definitely do that.
Can I ask you a question? Why are you hitting out the things that it's sticking out?
Well, no, I was gonna do an investigation roll to see why the elevator was stopped.
You can't do that yet.
Okay. Oh, so we can go up. We can't just jump 200 feet.
How are you sure that we're actually being pushed back, though?
Well, you see, I could see the men, falling off. I have good vision. You know that.
So it's the indigenous pushing back our allies, basically.
Yeah, I'd say so.
The indigenous men
The ones who are being pushed back, that are falling to their death,
are our
they're on your side.
Okay.
I I do like your plan though of, you know, baiting out the wolves. We can maybe use the bait to go around them, you know. We don't need to, we might need to conserve our strength for a potential battle. That might be fun.
So, should we help them or should we not? I mean, I'm tending toward let's get our gold and leave. And, you know, have a blind eye, but what would you guys like?
Well, I'm trying to get a name from my family.
If he didn't want us to go fight in the first place, why should we help him now? If he stuck us down here with the wolves, we're down here with the wolves.
I like how you think.
We're not worthy enough to do it anyway.
Exactly.
Well, just because the man is spiteful towards us doesn't mean we have to take a grudge out on the men that are dying.
I mean, I don't usually side with these people anyway, as I am on the opposing alliance. Though we are fighting together now, this is just less forces we have to fight in the future.
Ooh.
Well, I mean,
You're
for
talking
me,
to 3 people who are on the other side. Just saying. I didn't know you had this begrudgingness of you, sir. We've been in a party for forever.
you also have to think this way. More forces for the Lich.
Little warlock.
That is true. I guess, you know, since you care about it so much, I will join you. Anyone else coming? Or would you like to? We could split it up. You guys do the wolves and birds while we go and help these men.
I think we should do this as a party, though. I mean, teamwork, you know, would probably serve better. I mean, of course.
What do you think, Hochi?
You seem a man occurred about wealth. I mean, if you do help, I will give you 50% of what we gain from hunting down the wolves. You know, I'm a man of honor. I
That
want
seems pretty good.
to establish my family's name, get known, and you seem to love me well.
I say 75%,
75%.
as I am the one who mentioned the gold in the first place.
Of course, I know you mentioned the gold, but
You would not be getting gold if I would not say that. 75% or I don't help.
75% is a large amount, but I guess we'll make it do.
Let's go help.
So yes, like I said, there's a few wolves along the way. As you are stepping forward, you actually get one's attention. It stops from eating like the intestines of one of the birds that was already killed, and starts to charge at you. He's going to get the first attack, and for today, none of you are like a tank spec, right?
Like a paladin, that's like.
But you're holy, right? We'll just go in order starting on this side. But yes, he's going to attack. Anybody have an armor class of 10?
Armor class is right over
Hey,
here.
fucko, raise your hand.
I got 14.
Since when is it 11?
You
I
probably
took
got
off some
three.
cloth off.
Right, what's good. Alright.
Fuck you.
The wolf just charges at you and bites at your leg for 1 damage.
Okay.
So you're fine.
Wait a second, so we're not doing the bait strategy.
I thought you said that was for the birds, though.
No, we're gonna bait just to add the wolves to the side, but
Oh, we have a perfectly good bait right here.
Why don't you go run to that
I
side?
scoff at the comment. Bit by this wolf.
Okay. So, yes, now it will be your turn to make an action.
I'd like to try to take the beast.
Alright. This is a roll. First of all, roll 1d20 to see how good the beast is.
3.
3. It's probably like the runt of the litter. Pretty weak. It only bit him for like a damage. He kind of just nibbled him. So, would you still want to tame this one?
No.
Okay.
Let me attack him with my gun.
Alright. You roll 1d20 to see if you hit.
15.
That hits.
Yeah, alright.
What modifier would you add to that so that he knows?
Your modifier would be agility.
Okay, so whenever you're attacking, you always want to add 2 to see if you
So
hit.
instead
That'd be
of
17?
15, it was
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're fine.
Okay, so I got 2 for damage.
Just 2 for damage? Okay. Okay, and now it's to Mathis. Mathis, I don't know.
Mavis.
Technically, it is Maphis because there is a vowel after the F. I went to elementary school.
Well, it's the alright. So Nipmit, I'm gonna go. Alright, so we're in the forest area. I'm gonna try to get on top of a tree and you know, set up position. You know, I don't want to get attacked by more wolves.
Make this. I believe is agility. Yes, make an acrobatics roll to agility.
I got a 12.
You attempt to climb a tree and some branches are breaking, but you get like maybe 10 feet up into a tree, and you're sitting kind of. Since you're a mage and you're wearing like cloth robes, you're kind of like sitting over one branch, pulling up your robes so nobody sees you jump, but you're sitting on a branch.
Okay. So now that I have my position set, I'm gonna try to shoot an arcane bolt at the wolf, I guess.
Okay. Roll 1d20 to see if you hit.
I got a. That's intelligence for the hit.
Yes.
18.
18. All right, go ahead.
And that'd be a 1d10. I got a 10.
10 for damage.
Yes.
All right.
Oh yeah. So what is that gonna be like with our resource pool?
Technically, you're probably never going to run out of resources right now.
Okay.
But yes, within the next week or two, I have to go back and your level 1 abilities, I forgot to tell you, cost 1 resource. Okay. So yeah, don't worry about it right now. They replenish. I was gonna do after every fight. Let's do after every fight.
So at the moment, we don't really need to keep track.
Not really at all. Okay. So you killed that one. Just fucking obliterated it. The wolf kind of hears like this magical thing going on and looks up at the tree and sees just this blotch of like white, purple, and blue coming straight at it and hits it right between the eyes, blowing its fucking head up. And the wolf just falls down dead.
Ooh. I would like to go up to the wolf and maybe cut off a bit of its tail.
Okay.
No,
Where are you gonna put it? Okay.
just for proof that we did indeed kill it.
And after every fight, we feel
Roll animal handling. Handling an animal.
It's dead.
Yeah, you're handling an animal.
It's a 12.
You go up to it. You don't have like any dagger on you, do you? You have a staff, right?
Yeah, he has stuff.
Yeah, and you just start taking your fucking end of your stick, right? And one of your buddies walks over. Anybody got a?
I don't think so.
You have a mace, right?
You have a mace.
No. I have a
Staff,
staff and
gun.
has a gun.
He walks over and just shoots a pellet at the tail. Get the tail.
Okay, I'd like to pick it up and put it in my bag.
Go right ahead. You have a wolf's tail in your bag. Seeing the dead wolf and you guys kind of walking away to go fight another one. One bird swoops down to go eat at the intestines of the bird, or the wolf I meant. So he's kind of
eat each other.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So he's kind of there, getting some food.
Sort of it. You could probably tame that bird and you could probably help us with that elevator.
That's true.
That's what I'm thinking.
If it's 8 right now, 10, maybe even before that.
Oh, really? Oh, thank
Today won't be that long.
God. Okay.
So sort of it. You want to try to?
Is it my turn?
Yes.
I guess, is it on the ground?
The bird, yes, is eating at the intestines of the wolf you guys just killed.
Try to tame it.
Tame the bird.
The bird?
We got a 12 to see how like the bird was.
Oh. This bird seems, of the ones that you've seen so far, like flying around the sky, it seems a little bigger as far as like when it's landed. It honestly, it's a pretty big bird. To where if it was with us, up to the height of the table, right? It kind of it's as you're looking at it, right, and it's eating at the wolf. Flies over like an inch or two, just get to a different angle, and as you see it, his wingspan, pretty big wingspan, but it's taking a while for him to actually like, get through the fur and the meat, so his beak's probably a little dull, but he's a big bird.
What do we think? Do we want to try it?
Might as well. It seems like the easiest prey right now.
Well, so it's back to him then, right? So
As of right now, it is his turn. Yes.
You think whatever's best for you, Silverton. But I will heed you on that. The general did tell you to tame a wolf instead of a bird.
Well, we're just using
Just
the bird.
FYI.
Now he said it would count if he tamed a wolf, but yeah, he can let him do it.
I was just thinking for the battle. Someone can survey. Try to tame him. 17.
17 to tame it. As it's not paying attention to you and eating the wolf, do me a favor, the end right there, can you just push the bottom of it back on the wolf that's like coming off? Other side. Yep, right there. So, okay. So, yes, as he's kind of just not paying attention to you guys and eating at the wolf, you take one of your traps, leashes, or whatever, and just throw it. It's like this channel thing. He has to kind of, like, get a feel for you. And you wrap it around its neck, and you're kind of, like, pulling it in. He's trying to fight and fly away. But he realizes, like, I guess that you were the one that killed the wolf, and he kind of trusts you, that he stops fighting it and flies towards you, to your side. And now he's just kind of flying next to you with the leash around him, but he's staying with you.
Since he did hurt the wolf with his bullet the other time.
But the bird is hungry, so...
Can I let him eat?
Yeah, if you wanna just let him go over to the wolf again? Okay, so do you wanna let the leash go, or do you wanna take the leash off?
Can I go with him?
Yeah, you can go with him with a leash, sure. So you kind of just like holding a bird with a leash, walk over, and he's just pecking at the wolf, right? About a minute he's eating, and kind of just turns with like this bloody beak up at you, like right? And he's amused, and he's flying back at your side again.
Now can we head off? I thought this man of justice wanted to do something, but at the present.
Not only did this fucker, as a mage, try to climb a tree very stealthy-like, he's still eating food whenever fucking chance he gets. Grundle's not dead.
His spirit lives on.
But,
Anyway.
Grundle was a party member of ours that unfortunately died last time. He was very cuisine interested. He was always looking for something to chew on. Very interesting folk. Unfortunately, died at the hand of a dragon folk. But we always remember him in spirits. Now, shall we move on?
Yeah, I always just want my partner's pets to be appeased because they work better that way. So.
Yes, that's one thing. If your pet's ever hungry, feed it. You definitely want to feed it. Okay, you want to do anything?
But you tell her.
How much do you weigh?
Me, I weigh 210, so I won't be able to. I don't mount this bird, but I like the idea.
Probably a little small to be mounted.
My actual arm goes out the juice.
Or maybe.
Mounts are probably double your size. They have to be at least double your size if you're gonna. Yeah.
I'm gonna just do an investigation roll to see why the elevator stopped at it is.
Investigation is intelligence.
And I have proficiency in it too.
Kill hit.
Yeah. I got a 12.
12. And you're seeing. Wait, I gotta start listening.
I'm seeing why the elevator stopped.
Okay.
Where it is.
You did get a little closer to the elevator, to where you are, you can't really see much because it's actually the elevator. There's stairs up to a platform where the elevator comes down. So from where you are, it seems like there's actually something wedged in this lever that has stuck.
Oh, it's with the lever.
Yep.
Sorry about eating them.
It's okay.
I'm gonna tell my party members, of course, there's something, wrong with lever.
With lever.
With the lever, so I'm thinking we should head over. Like the lever, like on the stairway?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's at the top of the stairway, like right next to where the elevator would come down.
You want to try to send your bird up there? Or try to, like, unload it, I guess? What's our game plan?
Up to the lever?
Everything's allowed. It's D&D.
Roll 1d20 to see how your bird fares.
He's gonna fucking fly away.
Special one.
19.
19.
Oh, very smart.
If you were to go, now you gotta tell me this. If you were to go with him, you're gonna have to roll again. Do you want to let your bird go and trust him to do it by himself? Okay. Taking the leash off, you kind of like give him the command to go check out the lever. Flies up there. Comes back with a bone. And the elevator shimmies and comes down about 20 feet but gets stuck again. From where it was, it comes down substantially like 20 feet and stops again.
How far is it?
80 feet. Isn't that fantastic? Right? Like how I said it was like 100 before and it came down 20?
Oh, dude, I wasn't paying attention. I apologize.
Oh no, don't apologize.
Stuck in my own head, as you may see.
You're strong. You're strong.
No, you're not.
He's strong.
Just insult him like that, okay?
But yes, he did come back with a bone and he has a bone in his mouth
More
now.
arcade.
Pretty big bone.
Anyway.
I'm strong. Who's the smallest one in this group?
I guess it'd be me.
No.
Oh, no, be the dwarf.
How heavy are you?
150 pounds.
I'm 155.
He's the smallest, but he weighs the least.
Okay. So then it'd be easier to throw him, probably.
Are
Throw.
we
Yes.
going to throw this?
80 feet.
Ooh, I've always wanted to try to fly.
What's trying to toss him like he's a
Roll.
football?
Roll.
Do you want to use the bird? It's a lot safer.
I don't go for safe, I go for effective.
Okay, roll acrobatics, it's agility.
11.
My friend
With
is the most
disadvantage.
intelligent, But he is very quick-witted.
Are you sure you should allow him to do this?
So you got a 9.
Well, I'm open to everything. I trust my friend.
Guys. So you pick up Arwen. And he kind of just like doesn't know what you're doing.
Well, what are you doing, good friend?
Trying to throw you. I think that'd be the most effective way to do this.
There are stairs!
Before you even get to say anything, it's kind of like I don't want to use this analogy. Like a dad to a son in the pool and just throws him up, right? But lands 5 feet in front of you, flat on his face, right?
Ooh,
Good job.
now what was that for?
We should try again.
What was that for?
I go for effective.
We should try again.
I'm just gonna slowly walk up the stairs, you know, to the lever.
As you land flat
Try
on your
what again?
as you land flat on your face, a wolf mistakes you for a dead body and charges.
Oh god.
He bites you for 1.
Oof.
Can I see if I could dive in front of him as I was the one who caused this?
Go right ahead.
10.
You kind of but don't even take the damage. You run over to his body and punch the wolf right in the snout. Dealing half of its health. Punch him right. You're dislocating his jaw.
Okay.
Probably don't want to. You already have the pet, but you know.
It's not really.
At any time, well, whenever you go to a town, there should be a beastmaster there that you can kind of. What am I saying? Staples, right? You can put the pet there. Or you can just dismiss this pet at any time and kind of just say fuck off.
How many pets can you have at one time?
One. So this one has half health, as literally his jaw is hanging off.
Well, I mean,
Anyway, I
Free.
could bash
Set
the
it
wolf
on
in its
fire.
bastard
Exactly.
What?
Anyway, I could bash the wolf in its bastard face.
You wanna?
I mean, he wants
Ooh,
to tame
why
him.
not?
No, not this one.
Not
I'd
this
like
one.
to bash it, please.
Useless.
We'll go right to you. Go ahead and bash it. 1d20.
we got a 7.
7 plus 2.
You hit.
Ooh, very nice indeed. Did a 5.
5 total damage.
Yes.
You killed him.
Ooh, a nice good
You
bashing.
you see that his jaw is hanging off, and what you kind of do, he was a little disoriented, and he's like kind of on the ground right now, trying to like figure out what the fuck just happened after you just got hit in the face and his jaw dislocated. To where you walk over and you grab him by the neck as he's on the ground, leaning over, and just take the what? You step on his neck, and with your staff, jab down right in his jaw, and you get it like a lift, right? And just push and push until you dislocate his jaw so much it rips right off, and his jaw is completely severed, and you killed him.
I'd like to put that in my inventory.
Put a fucking wolf jaw in your inventory.
Thank you very much.
Are we putting together a Frankenstein today, or what?
You have a tail and a jaw. Put them together. Woo! Look at me, guys! I got a jaw! Yeah!
Enchant it becomes the best weapon in the game.
Right? Little jaw boomerang. One shot's the Lich King. Anyway. Oh my god. Alright, so now you guys have 2 dead wolves. Haven't burned any birds yet, but you're getting there. Right now, you're probably right in front of the elevator. But wolves are going back to the corpses of dead Forsaken or dead Alliance forces that have been around this area and eating at them now. Yes.
Are they still falling?
How many fell off?
You're not at the elevator yet. You see there are bodies around the platform, like that have kind of like, alright, if like say the elevator up here, right, falls down onto the platform. There's a few bodies on the actual ground. You see about 5 on the ground. You wanna...
Can I investigate to see if I can find anything?
Yeah, oh, you wanna look at their bodies. Okay, go ahead. You walk up to... You wanna do a Horde soldier or an Alliance soldier?
Probably, a Horde soldier.
And you got 17?
Yeah.
You find that, the undead Forsaken soldier, you turn his body over, and you see that he has dark plate armor, like this spiked helmet, looks like one of the higher elite guard, I guess you could say. And his tabard, right, is like a shattered mask. It's the Forsaken logo, like the Banshee Queen. It's half of like this undead night elf woman with like a masquerade type of mask, and that's their logo. That's all you can see.
Yes, I want to take this tabard.
Okay.
I see you messing with the body, and I'm perturbed about it.
Perturbed.
I dislike, you know.
So yeah, you can put Forsaken tabard into your inventory. And what do you want to do? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna ask, what are you doing to that body?
I'm just investigating to see who is fighting this war actually.
Okay.
Ooh. I'd like to see if there's any gold I could get off these corpses.
So 1d20.
13 plus 15.
You want to walk up to his body or different one?
Just different ones.
You walk up to an Alliance soldier, and you see there's a satchel on the side of the body. Opening up the satchel, you see that there is a letter that has kind of a wolf head stamped into this blue wax that seal the letter. It's not really important. It kind of looks like something you might have actually seen before in a Horde type of way. So you can take that if you want, and we'll get to that later. But you also do find 13 gold in this guy's body.
Woohoo! Very, very good.
Okay, so I'm near the elevator switch right now. I'm gonna go investigate and see.
Okay.
what's going on.
As you walk up the stairs to the elevator, there's about 20 to 30 dead bodies. It's actually 2 different platforms, right? Platform here, and you would be able to walk across if the elevator was here. There's about 15 bodies on this side and like 20 over there, but the lever's on this side.
Okay, so
It's pretty evenly matched between like there's Horde soldiers and Alliance soldiers, but the only bodies you see falling now, like every few minutes you'll see another one. You've only ever seen Alliance falling.
okay. So I'm gonna go to the switch, of course, you know, and I'm gonna look at it. It's just the bone's gone. Is it like down all the way? You know, like where the elevator could go down.
Roll 1d20.
Would that be investigation or just what is that?
Investigation. That's intelligence.
Okay. I got a 6.
6. You kind of look at it and you're like,
Plus 4, actually. Plus 4?
How do you what?
Because plus 2 investigation.
Oh,
That's true. I haven't been doing
I haven't
that.
been doing that that either.
I was looking at it like, what's he doing? Like,
We
Would
should
I,
probably be doing that.
Anyway,
Would I do Arcana as a proficiency
That's
too when I'm
10.
casting spells? Just making sure.
Yeah.
technically,
No, not for casting spells. I think that's for any magic knowledge. Say if I were looking at
Arcana
something
is
magic,
more.
yeah.
It's not for like when you're attacking.
Magic knowledge.
Okay.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
That and say you're in a room, right, and you
Yes.
want to just shoot a fucking bolt of arcane to like add a light
Yeah.
or something like that, to knock it down. That's Arcana.
Okay.
Excuse me. So yeah, you rolled a 6 to look at the lever, and you're kind of like, I'm not any engineer, but this looks fine, right? And you kind of just like push down the lever even more. Like it's like if it's like a big, like half of a circle, right? That can go either way. It's as far down as it can on this side. Picking it up to go to this side, you look at the elevator, nothing happens. Bring it back to this side, nothing happens.
Huh. Mathis, what did you see?
No, switch is being weird. It seems like the elevator isn't moving. Does anyone know how to...
I wonder if there's a lever on top of the elevator, and then somebody's fiddling with that.
If only we had a certain flying view that could survey the area.
As you guys are talking at the top of the platform, it seems like a wolf may have heard you kind of like cranking the lever back and forth, and runs up, sees you guys, but instead of attacking, kind of like does this weird thing where like in his path, bites at this body, bites at that body to get like nourished, and then charges at you guys. What's the highest armor class right now? You?
Yeah, 16.
He bites you for a total of 5 damage.
that looks like a
Ooh.
pretty nice wolf.
Ooh. Very interesting wolf.
I'll start off with you.
Actually,
Would you like me to burn your bird?
I was gonna say, do we want my bird to go on a check before I get rid of it?
Is there any way you can subdue the wolf while we,
Would you like to split up the party? 2 fight the wolf, while 2 use the bird to survey at the moment? And then, later on, we can, as we keep the wolf busy, you can tame it and come back. Would you like to do that at the moment? Okay. Me and Hochi will distract this wolf. Not much.
Who's the nice strength?
I have 10 strength.
That's supposed to
What's your strength?
So you come with me so we have more strength against this wolf, and then
Okay.
you two survey the area.
I'll come with you then. My good Sio Vitel.
I let them walk in front of me, and I take a step back and send my bird up to go investigate the top.
Okay, roll 1d20.
It's got a 1.
You got a 1? Your bird kind of looks up and starts to fly straight up, right? Doesn't account for the fact that like kind of has to go at an incline, I guess you could say, and just falls back onto the ground. And the wolf attacks again, biting your bird. I actually never gave you stats for your bird. You rolled a 12, right, for your bird, if I remember correctly. Let's just say your bird has a total of 6 health, and every time you attack, you deal an extra 2 damage because of him, with an armor class of 4. 6 health, 2 damage, 4 AC.
Make him run it down and then kill him.
Yeah, really. Are you just, if you're gonna kill him, slow down.
No. He takes 3 damage though, so 6/3, I guess you
Your
could say.
bird's not looking so well.
He was bit for 3 damage.
Okay. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to get behind the wolf and use my quarterstaff to like pin it down.
Okay. Roll 1d20 to see how you do that.
Okay. Got a 1.
Oh my god!
Get all the ones out now.
You kind of just, you're on the side of the wolf, right? You jump over onto his back, whip the quarterstaff around, and put it right in his mouth, right?
Yeah.
Bites down and rips or kind of breaks your staff right in half. You don't have a weapon anymore.
Oh!
I mean, I'm a mage, so.
And he kind of just throws you off. You don't really need the weapon in the first place.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I would like to make a makeshift grappling hook again.
How much rope do you have again?
I have 50 feet of hempen rope.
I also have
50 feet.
Oh, you have 50 feet as well! Wait, and you have 50 feet, and you have 50 feet. This is 200 feet high. No, I'm kidding.
We could just make it to the cliff.
Okay, Silvertat, I have a splendid idea. No need to use your stupid bird anymore. Let's tie our ropes together and have a... Let me tie my crowbar to the end of it.
Problem is, it's only 100 feet, not 200 feet.
But it's... The elevator's 80 feet high.
You're right.
Let us go on top of it.
So, all right, you guys combine your ropes together.
Okay.
I'll let you tie the knot. Roll 1d20 twice. Not with advantage or disadvantage, just roll it twice and let me know what you get.
Will do. 4 was the first one, 15 was the second one.
Okay. 4 to tie the knot. You're pulling it, and you can't... It's not really good. But 15, you kind of just... and throw it. And it goes. Not very high, but it actually... It's on the chain... This elevator's like a chain link thing, right? Where it kind of like goes like this with it. Get it through one of the chains, like just under the elevator. Right? You pull it. The rope breaks. So you have a rope hanging from 80 feet to 30 feet down.
Ooh. It's only 30 feet.
Want to try that drawing plan again?
Yes.
Actually, is there any way I could summon an imp?
Oh, I have a smarter.
You could just summon the imp, dude.
I have a smarter way. I set the bird up again to go get the 80 feet of rope. Then we throw you up.
The rope that's hanging, and then there's rope at the bottom that broke.
Yes.
That extra rope, it fell back down to you. Let's
So
just
we
say
have
that
50
was
feet.
your 50. That was your 50. You can take that rope.
Okay, so I'm not sure what you would like to do. You could have the bird reattach the rope.
It flew straight upwards and came back down. I don't know how smart it is.
Let's try.
You never know. It did bring back that bone one time. That was very interesting.
Wait, first I'm gonna try to subdue the wolf.
You look off to the side and you see his bird, right, and just eating at one of the dead bodies of an Alliance soldier, pecking out the eyeballs. Go ahead.
Okay, it's pretty good. Let me try.
It's like the
let me try to
Velociraptor
subdue this with
last
my hands.
You keep this bird 30
Everyone,
feet.
16 plus 2.
16
That is 18. To subdue him with
to
my hands.
subdue the wolf.
Whoa. Do you have a skill perchance that can increase your
Intimidation.
So wait, that's a total. That's a total of what? I'm sorry.
18.
You take your hammer and just go, bam, right down on his fucking skull, and breaks his jaw. It doesn't like fall off or nothing. Breaks the jaw into the ground, and he's kind of like scared and attempts to run off. So he's like on the stairs right
I
now.
was rolling to subdue him, man.
Nope.
No? Okay,
You're a
sure.
stupid
He's down
tauren.
then.
You hit too hard.
Okay. Sorry.
It requires precision.
You sure got to like around a 10 for that. You hit too hard.
Can I just finish him?
You're not in the fight, remember?
I was just gonna whip
Yeah,
my
you guys
gun
are
out
all
and
up
just
on the
take a shot.
platform. He can do it.
I guess.
I have a gun. Not a melee.
Go ahead.
So D12.
Yes.
15, so 17. Goes to no. Yes?
You hit
7.
and roll for damage.
6.
You aim your gun, you aim down the sights, and shoot right at the wolf. To where you are on the platform, let's say you're standing like right on the side, and he's right in the middle of the stairs. You get a good clear shot at his side, and it pierces right through his side, and probably gets right at his heart, and he just falls right in the stairs. And say that the 5th step, body falls down 5 steps and dies at the bottom. So you guys have killed 3 wolves so far.
So how would we like get it to like show him that we killed the wolves? Like, is it just like show us the
If you guys are right here, You know that house across the street? That's where he is. He can see it.
Oh, he's been seeing us this whole time?
So you're collecting dead wolves
It's
for
not
nothing.
that big of an area. It's probably like 50 feet separating where...
Then why do I have these wolf parts?
Would you like to take the leg?
Why do you have the wolf parts?
Aesthetic.
Is that why you were cutting them off to bring them back to him?
Yes.
Whenever you want, you can throw shit out and just put it on the ground.
Or you can use it as a summoning ritual or something.
Could be.
I should stop it.
Anyway, what would you guys like to do?
So we have right now, I'm gonna like,
Is my bird still alive?
Yes. I'll let you go.
So the wolf's gone.
The wolf's dead.
We have a rope here. And it's 30 feet up high. We have a tauren who likes to throw things. I'm up for anything.
maybe if we were to
So like, you hold his head in the line.
I mean, I was like,
Or both of
Why
them
don't
out
we
of the
all
legs.
just do the legs?
one, two.
We should hammer throw him. Like go around there.
I'd rather not.
Would we like to see if we can do this? As long as you're okay with it.
As long as it doesn't,
I can send it.
Maybe we should
happen like it did before. Face foot in the dirt with a wolf coming after me.
This is a hard situation because, like, if we think about this, right now we have a dwarf we could throw up, but he's like too short. And
No,
he's
it's
heavier.
heavy.
No, it's like a 35-pound difference. But
Have you ever murdered 35?
Oh, damn! You're throwing the shade
I
of
have
the night
I'm
now.
so strong. I have 10 strength, so compared to your 8 strength.
Oh, it's not fair. You have stubby arms.
Okay.
Got a big head and little arms.
And we got a warlock with one arm over here, so.
Oh.
That's the reason why I'm trying to think.
Man, I
like,
really
I'd
do
rather
miss-
have stubby arms than only one, you fucking nerd.
I really do miss Grendel, don't you?
I could care less, you know?
Alright, let's decide what we're doing.
We're throwing.
How much do you weigh?
I weigh too much.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
8
we
foot.
would-
He's a
I weigh
fat
350.
350?
350.
He's a giant Taurus,
Yeah.
so
I'm
he's
a
like
giant
this.
Taurus. I'm
So-
8'6".
You could just throw me up there and then I could figure out how to work the elevator.
But you have one arm. Would you like the bird for assistance? You can just kill it off at this
How
point.
much do you weigh?
I'll let you know.
Oh,
Spazzing on the ground. He's begging to be killed.
Oh, I mean,
It's still at
will
half health and it
set
attempts to
him on
fly. No,
fire.
it's fine.
Doesn't
It's
even
fine.
have doesn't have another.
Can I just set him on fire at this point?
Oh my god.
Honestly, I'm not opposed to it.
He's just eating away at the bodies and he doesn't hear a damn thing.
Silverton, you've developed quite an English accent.
Would you
Alrighty, boys. Let's do
Okay.
this. So we're both gonna like. I grab one foot, he gets the other.
So like we're gonna do a cheerleader kind of thing?
Heave ho, man!
So, you both are throwing him.
Yeah, we both have.
1d20, 1d20, 1d20.
Can I send the bird up? Or do we not want that?
For assistance? Just in
For
case.
assistance and then
Like-
we'll kill it all.
As she's
Roll
going
1d20.
up, as she's going up, like
One.
Just in case.
Guys, everybody at the same time. One. No, pick it back up. I
Pick it
said
back
it at the
up,
same
back
time and then you did it. 1, 2, 3, go.
Sorry, I said that.
Keith first.
17.
14.
Your bird makes it up to the. Hold on. Your bird makes it up to the 30-foot marker right by the rope perfectly. And you have what?
14.
14, and you have.
17.
Okay.
I have a 14.
Okay.
18.
You guys. Okay, he's taller, right?
Yeah.
So he kind of, when you release Arwen's body, he lets go higher than you do, to where it looks like Arwen kind of, not going straight up, to the side a little bit. And you only have your, what, right or left arm? You are going at an angle like this, facing forward. A 14?
14.
About 25 feet up is when you can start to feel that you're curving. But you grab it like this and kind of...
kind of fall out of my chair.
You grab it like this, right? And then start swinging back. And you're like, this is a bad plan. Ow!
Oh! I'm not sure this plan was as splendid as I thought.
But as you're hanging there, the bird kind of just flies under you and lets you kind of mount onto his back flying there. But you can't be there for long because he can't support your weight for that long.
I'm glad I didn't make you into fried chicken. I'd like to start climbing.
Okay?
Start going like, oof.
With disadvantage, roll acrobatics.
It's like
Okay.
It's an agility modifiers, and you have disadvantage.
13 plus 5.
Okay. Roll a 1d20, Keith.
For the bird.
Bird gets a 1 again.
Let
What's
this
his
bird
name?
help
What's
me.
his name?
11. Oh, he's gonna be fried chicken soon.
I'll
How about KFC? The
let it. I'll say you don't necessarily climb too much, but you hold on to the rope for kind of like guidance. And the bird kind of just flies up at a pretty fast rate, about like the next 35 feet. But that last 15 feet up to the elevator, he just gets slower and slower to where right when you're like a foot away, you grab onto it, and he kind of just and can't support your weight anymore and falls all 80 feet.
No!
Your bird died.
Anyone like to
sacrifice?
Anyone would like to sort a tiki torch or something underneath?
You yell down 80 feet, holding on to the
Get the cooking pans ready!
roll a 1d20 twice with disadvantage.
He saved your life, and you are acting like an asshole.
4.
You're fucking.
4.
Oh my god.
4 and 6.
We got it. 4 for 4. He's trying to help us.
What is that, agility?
Oh god.
The bird is.
What was that, strength?
Strength is 3. Don't let him say.
Look what you did.
Oh, is there any way I could summon my imp real quick to help me up?
1d20 twice again.
Oh, thank God.
Disadvantage.
6.
4.
And 18. So 6.
You, with the one hand that you have to summon an imp that's already holding on, you use one finger to summon like this configuration of a lesser imp, I guess you can say. It wasn't a very good conjuring, right? And you can see this little like fucked up imp that probably when it was in school had a helmet and 8 crayons. And just goes, "Yes, master!" right? And, and just looks at you and is pulling on one of your fingers to pull you up.
Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I see that he's like summoning something, and I see that he's struggling a lot because he can't really do it. I'm gonna pray to my god, seeing how it's a spellcasting god, to empower the imp.
Roll 1d20.
Okay.
Oh.
You remember your god's name? Because I do.
It is Norganon. So
Ooh.
I got a 3.
Oh
Does intelligence and
Yes.
any modifiers?
With Arcana. That's Arcana.
Okay, then I got a 7.
This magical disc comes out of nowhere, like this kind of arcane looking disc with an orb in the middle. It's kind of like 3 different if it's like a circle, right?
Yeah.
Cut into thirds. There's an orb right in the middle, and at each different end there's other orbs lit up in purple that gets right under his body. Slowly rises to where he's able to get the arm up like this and swing his foot up. Rolls over onto his back and he's on the elevator.
Oh, this would have been easier with another arm!
You kind of look at the lesser imp that didn't do shit and
I like to bash
go
it.
ahead.
with my staff.
Watch it, girl.
Gets a 1.
Gets
Actually,
her rolls on.
could I just hold that wolf jaw and use it to makeshift claw in a sense, you know?
how about this? Roll a 1d20. You stand up and you go, and push your foot off to the side and you go, ah! He just falls 80 feet and just disappears into dust. You can faintly hear in the distance a laugh, and you look at the town, and Executor Anselm is just dying fucking laughing at the sight he just saw.
Oh. Oh my god.
You're on the elevator.
Thank God. What a journey.
As you stand up, the elevator shimmies and falls 5 feet.
Whew.
It's 75 feet. And because of how fast it fell 5 feet, you kind of... Let's just say that you kind of, like, lost your footing because you were in midair for a minute. Fell, but you're fine. You didn't take any damage.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
If he fell off, I would have been really annoyed.
What? I said, do you see anything up there?
I can't hear you. I don't have any food up here. There's nothing to eat.
What?
Just eat the bird.
I don't know what you mean by tame the herd.
I know our guild's named Cern.
Oh my god!
Bringing it back around, I like it.
And someone says, a bird! And a bird starts swooping in, coming towards you.
Wait, what? This is absurd.
Hold on. Oh my god. The bird catches you off guard and smacks you. Alright, if you're like literally on the elevator right here where the town's that way, you're on the right side of it, comes in on the right side, smacking you on back, like onto the elevator again for 6 damage.
Oh.
The elevator falls another 5 feet. It's 70 feet high.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go back later and find everything that just happened and clip it. Anyway,
Someone clip that, please.
I think it's too late that you wouldn't be able to get that. If Matt wants to try, go right ahead.
Okay,
We'll get back to you because the bird's actually swooping back around. What do you 3 want to do?
We need to stop this elevator from going so fast. We need to be able to control this elevator.
Isn't there like what's it called? Like iron chain to the side? Yeah.
Shut up, Matt. He says you seem to be quite a turd.
It's true. I remember that.
Welcome to 47 seconds ago, Matt. I get there's a delay, but come on, anyway.
We can just hold the elevator, hold the chains, and kind of like run it through our hands as it goes down.
That's what I'm thinking you should do. I mean, we'll try to take down the bird that's attacking, you know.
What's your strength?
Arlen.
Um,
He seems fairly strong.
I'm pretty strong. I'm 14 plus 2.
Okay, and you said you want to what? Try to pull the chains?
Try to like hold the chains and like run it through my hands, and then keep going. Like
All the
that.
chain.
Or like go like that.
Yes, okay. Roll 1d20.
11.
Okay. What you do is you actually grab onto the chains of the elevator. The chains are fucking big enough that you can get your hoof through and kind of do this, right? Right? Hold down.
And how does he carry a mace then?
Shut up.
Shut
Anyway.
up.
It's D&D. Anyway. So.
Like this.
What are you guys talking about? His hooves are on his feet. He has hands. Anyway. What? No, anyway. So, what happens is, the elevator chains start to come down a little bit. And it seems like you might have moved it like 6 inches to a foot, right down. And then you just hear like this crank. And it goes back up 1 foot. But you look up and you hear like this, like kind of like a shooting like thing. Where you look up and you see this mace. Broken in half to where like the hilt's falling and then like the big bludgeoning part of it, whatever you wanna, the head, 2 separate pieces falling, and it just breaks. The head of the mace falls through the platform and breaks it. The stick, the hilt, falls in between both platforms of the elevator. Roll 1 more 1d20.
Can I hold on to anything?
What
The
do you
bag.
get?
The bag.
Roll again.
Troy's
That's a 4. That's not my
Oh my god.
6.
Can't even help us.
You start to
It's very nice. God.
pull down again, but when you realize that there's no helping this, the chains are going up, you let go, and the elevator's going up slowly, like 5 feet a turn.
Alright,
I say we focus on
The elevator is now at 75 feet again.
Can I take a shot at the bird? Is the bird nearby again?
The bird went this way, like, knocked him down and swooped around to go attack again, and he's back on your side about to attack Arwen. I'll tell you guys what. The bird swooping back, about to attack Arwen. We're going to stop on Keith. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back to you. So, about maybe 10-15 minutes, and we will be back by 8:55, 8:50 or 8:55. So we will be back, guys. Thank you. And we're back.
luck, bro.
Okay, so when last we left off, we have Sioltved over here was about to help Arwen because he was getting attacked by the bird on the lift. Let's go back to the main floor here. And
I need some assistance, please.
it is on you.
Fuck.
It's on you.
I think the
I
bird
want
is pretty
to-
self-explanatory.
The bird is coming at him at this point, right? I don't know why I'm changing accent.
The bird's coming at him at this point.
Bird. I'm gonna use my weapon. My gun.
You got him.
Again. 2.
Doesn't hit. Aim up, and you completely miss.
Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me.
Comes back down. Hits
Hochi looks back at you, and he kind of just takes you like by the gun by the barrel and goes, "That one." Oh, what?
Alright.
Please, no more stray bullets. Okay. I appreciate it.
And just goes right through the floor of the elevator. Oh no!
The bird's got guns! Hell!
What I'm gonna do is, seeing how the mace fell down, I'm gonna go to the lever again. Maybe like since it was jammed, I'm gonna go see if I move the lever in the opposite direction, will it go down?
Roll 1d20.
Okay. Got a 10.
You're pulling it, but it's a little harder now. Actually, you get it to like right in the middle, and then it starts to get progressively harder right around here. It's standing about straight up, and the elevator stops.
Ooh.
At 80 feet, it stops. And you're really pushing, but it's hard for you.
Hochi! I'm
Can
just
I
gonna like
roll to see if I can push him out of the way and say this is man's work? And
Strength roll.
shove it. I got a 7.
This is a
Man,
man's
the
job.
bad rolls are just fucking...
You take like your elbow and kind of like in the side of his face, like this is man's. Just move, please. And then you don't even like with your hooves or nothing. You take your mace and just smack the kind of like a hammer, right? Smack the lever in like a downward motion, and it just goes down. Excuse me. Cool. And the elevator's going down now, 75 feet.
Ooh. I thought it was at 75 feet.
It was at 80 before. Well, it went back up to 80.
It was going up every 5 feet because of the...
I told him it went back up to
chains.
80 because of what he did, and now it's back down to 75 feet.
And it's going down?
Yes. Now we'll go back to you. Do you want to do anything up on the elevator? Or do you want to...
Anyway, I could throw a wolf jaw to distract the bird.
Roll 1d20.
What kind of weapon?
A
do you
3.
You kind of like, as if you're throwing a horseshoe, right? You take the jaw and go, bing, right around his beak, right? And it stays there, kind of like it looks like a Hulk Hogan mustache on the beak of this bird. And he's coming at you, and he literally says, "Fuck you, brother," and hits you right again. 2 damage.
Oh.
He's not done.
Fuck you, brother.
Oh God.
This time he knocked you down so far on the ledge that your head is hanging off the other side of the elevator where you look down 80 feet, but you get back up.
Oh no.
The elevator is about like a 10 by 10 platform.
This isn't the best of situations at the moment. Anyway, I could
The group
summon him?
looks up and kind of just wonders, is that fucker talking to himself?
Yes. Anyway, I could I take out my scale. I'd like to see if in any way it could empower me.
Roll 1d20.
A 7 plus 2 that'd be a 9.
Put the scale down onto the floor, and you kind of like sitting on your knees, leaning forward, like just so amused at what's about to happen. You look at the scale, and you're just like, shit, and you forgot to put stuff on the scale, so it's kind of just sitting there in the wind, like going back and forth. Nothing happens. We'll go back to these three. So then
You
what
I
do you want to
forgot
do?
something.
Remember, you only have 3 wolves killed and no birds burned yet.
Burn your buddy, man.
We gotta. There's a more pressing matter.
The bird.
Save your other
The
buddy.
bird's gonna stay there, right? It's not gonna go anywhere.
The bird's body, because it's dead, has fallen in between both platforms and is kind of like 5 feet below you.
We'll throw a torch down there later. I'll throw a torch down there now.
Okay. Since you guys actually did not take torches from Executor, I don't know.
I have 10 torches.
Yes, you have to use the torches that are in your inventory.
I'll use one. I now have 9 torches. What should I roll?
1d20.
10 plus.
Wait, what's
Yeah,
that?
10.
No, that was a 10. That was a
Okay.
It was a 10.
You use your tinderbox and light the torch, and it works. Lob it down, and it sets the bird on fire. So you're now one of 3 birds
Alright.
set ablaze. We will go to Mathis.
I'm trying to think. I don't. His bird last time was at 6 health, but I don't know if I'm confident in my roll enough to get him. The elevator's still going down, right?
Yes.
Okay. So perhaps if I roast the
Since
body.
he went, it's at 70 feet now.
So if I roast the bodies, do you think this? Oh wait. If I roast the human bodies, do you think that like the bird's gonna pick up on that smell? Perhaps.
You can try.
Alright, well I'm gonna try that. But like I don't think I'm not confident enough I'll do enough damage to kill the bird. So.
Good try.
So I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna put
Try something, please.
body to the side.
I'm gonna just do something.
Well, I'm gonna put a body to the side because I don't want the body to like get on fire. The other bodies get on
So you kind of
fire.
push it away from where you guys are.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna set it on fire. See, I got a 16.
Okay.
Thank God. See,
You
my-
actually, what you do is you look at the nearest body to the edge of the platform and kick it down to where his bird is, landing on top of the bird, extinguishing that fire. But okay, roll another 1d20.
Okay. Got a 6, I think.
Oh, it's a 9.
That's 9.
Okay.
It's the bottom.
Oh, okay.
You see that there are 2 braziers, one on your side of the elevator, and another one over there. We'll go to you since you have the strength. Roll 1d20.
Perfect transition.
5.
You take a few steps back and onto the other edge of the platform and bull charge into the brazier. And you kind of you don't knock it over, but enough to where it tips, and you realize it's not fire. There's like lava in there, and some just gets shot out and lands onto the body, just burning it to hell. And now that body's on fire. There's a human body on fire on top of your dead bird.
That counts for 2 birds, right?
Now
I'm
what
trying
do
to
I
think,
see?
is there a bird race? Damn, y'all been at this elevator for a while. Go ahead.
What do I see?
You see that you are now 65 feet up. Another body just fell. You're looking. It's a dwarf. And it
I would
falls
like to-
from there.
As it's falling, as it goes by,
Go ahead.
drain life.
Roll 1d20 with disadvantage. It's dead.
I understand. Okay, well there goes that. I'd like to down a health potion.
You can do that. Get 5 health and take away a health potion. We'll go to you.
Okay. So right now, he's going down.
Mm-hmm.
The bird's still going after us.
Bird circles around again. He's about to attack you.
Oh, he's about to attack me.
After you, yes.
So, I can't do anything to the bird because...
From where you are, probably not.
Huh. Do I see any wolves around here?
You do. There are wolves, like in between the town and the elevator that are still like eating its shit, running around.
I want to,
You see one that's actually running under your platform, because it's like it's held up by like 4 different pillars, through to the other side in the middle of both platforms, and is now eating at the human that's on fire, but like by the legs that aren't on fire, right? Wolf, a wolf.
I apologize.
Doesn't know what
He said not a bird.
The bird
I
goes
can't tell from
woof.
65 feet above.
They just look like ants to you. I mean, pretty much everybody everywhere looks like an ant to you because you're just so high and mighty. But anyway, go ahead.
Would I be able to set fire to one of the wolf carcasses and like have that scent go to the birds that they could get attracted to?
The only wolf carcass that's around you is the one that's at the bottom of the stairs that you killed earlier.
Okay, so I can't do that. I'm just
But
gonna
you can. It's close enough. You just have to like throw the torch 5 feet down.
That's not even the thing that I was trying to do.
Okay.
I'm going to, I'm gonna chuck this torch at
At
the wolf.
the dead one or the one that's eating?
It's eating.
Okay, go ahead.
16.
Yeah. So you set the torch on fire with your tinderbox, and you don't even like throw it. You kind of just hold it out, and like you're looking like, and just drop it. So where it kind of like the tip of the torch bonks the wolf on the head, disorienting him, and falls, and he kind of just like is asleep. The torch is like lighting his snout on fire, melting his snout.
Oh.
It kills him. Hey! But yes, now that wolf is on fire.
That's 3 birds.
That counts for 3 birds.
No, wait, we got 4, right?
No, that doesn't count for 3. No, I'm kidding. Yes, you have 4.
Okay.
1 burned wolf and 4. No, 1 burned. You got me doing it. 1 burned bird and 4 dead wolves.
Alrighty. I'm gonna try to shoot at the bird that's attacking him, of course.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Whoa, wait. He didn't even get to go yet. And technically, after him, it's the bird's turn. So hold on.
Interrupt you, Sean?
You now see the bird is obviously making a 3rd attack, and as it's coming, you're like, let's fucking do it. And he's coming, and you like Matrix, like, turn around and go, fuck you!
Fuck you, bird!
And he's swooping around again.
Try it again!
We'll go to you. And
How much health does he have?
the bird? This
I do
one
the
has
Michael Jackson
6 health.
sidestep.
I'll take another shot.
Go right ahead.
D20. 5.
You rolled a 5?
Yeah.
That hits.
Oh!
Wait, armor class 4.
How have we not been hitting this bird?
Oh my god.
Oh, 8 damage.
Yee.
You just shoot, and you can see as this pellet just zooms. You can, from about 65 feet up, see where the bullet pierces the bird right through, and feathers are kind of just falling from it. And you see the wings kind of go like this as the bird just falls down 65 feet. Ironically, right onto a fire. Sets it ablaze.
Oh!
On the same fire that burned the wolf?
It's kind of it's in between. Yeah, you have a pit of fire. So where it's in between like if the human was like say right here and the wolf was here, the bird landed here, kind of creating like this triangle of human bird.
Okay.
Wolf.
The Holy Trinity. Right?
The Holy Trinity.
It must mean something.
Anyway, so now it's your turn.
Okay. Seeing how the bird's taken care of, I'm gonna go look around for the soldiers to see if I find any weapons.
Okay.
'Cause I need a weapon.
Roll 1d20.
That's dishonorable, Sean.
Well, how am I gonna protect people if I don't have a weapon?
Sean, it's really fucked up. They're gonna need it. Wait, they're dead. I'm kidding.
I'm not looting their bodies, but
Technically, you are.
I gotta say,
I'm only borrowing.
I'm just
your gun.
borrowing it. When we kill the Lich King, I'll come back and give it back to him. Anyway, you got a 10. You look
Honor
around.
is discarded at the most desperate time.
You see that the mace that fell, the head of the hammer that went through the platform, right? You can look through there, but you see to your left, right next to the brazier, the hilt, I guess you could say, kind of is perched up against the brazier and the platform. So where you grab that and you have a 1d6 staff again.
You give a little prayer to the body.
You guys are gonna accidentally trigger a dark ritual and summon some demon or something with that fire pit.
I'd like to toss in the wolf parts.
Oh.
Guys, cover your ears. Thanks, Matt. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Oh God, no. Okay.
Ragnaros the Fire Lord. I'm kidding. That's a deity. Anyway,
Yes, it is.
you're done, alright?
It's my turn. I am descending at the moment.
You are 50 feet. 50 feet. I can do math.
I'd like to investigate around the elevator, see if it, perchance,
You're still on the elevator.
I am. I'd like to investigate around it, see if any of that controls.
Roll
See if
1d20.
there's a hatch.
The apparatus. 7 plus 2.
9. You look over the elevator to back down on the balcony where they are, or the platform, and you see that your hempen rope has just touched, like the tip of it has just touched the platform. Yeah, you did it!
Oh!
But like again, all you really see is from where you are. There's birds. They're flying about at your level. Like all the other birds are like if you look off into the distance, you see the birds at your level. And then wolves off in the distance. Just remember, you guys have 4 wolves killed and 2 birds burned.
Try to attract the wildlife and try to put them in that pit.
Well, do we?
Well, yeah, you should probably tame something though.
I was about to say, do we want a wolf?
Do you want to wolf? Is the question.
Yeah, that's the question.
I'm down for
From
anything.
where you are, you see that there's because if this is the elevator right here, guys, you can see there's about like 3 wolves in this field right here. Most of them are off over by this encampment over here, but there's 3 wolves in between you and the town.
We only need 1 more wolf, so we only need to go for those 3.
And taming one did count as killing one because you're getting rid of a wolf.
Do we just want to try to lure one instead of getting 3?
I could try to use one of like my arcane, like not like a tense arcane bolt, like a little shock, bring him over. You know. If you want me to do that.
We'll go to you. Go ahead, roll 1d20 and see how effective that is.
Got a 12. I don't think that's like too high.
What?
And wait,
In-
now you
This is how we do it?
In this dicky manner, you go, I got this. And you like put your hand over your back like this, aiming at a wolf, pew, and shoot a bolt, kind of like in Cuphead, pew, right? And you kind of just shoot at the rear end of a wolf, and he turns around and starts charging at you guys, about 15 feet away from reaching the stairs, 40 feet up.
Looks like.
Do you want to do anything?
I guess I'd like to
35. Sorry, I miscalculated head. 35.
It's alright. Well, I guess I'm in yelling distance to my compadres.
They can hear you from where you are.
I'd like to say, the rope is available! Come up with me if you'd like.
I think we'll wait until we're all down.
It's descending.
Send
I mean, it's true, but why wait when you can throw caution to the wind?
I'm not really good at climbing.
The last time we did that,
Last time we did that, what?
You landed face first.
On second thought. Then I'm not sure. I guess I'll just
See,
wait until it descends.
see if you
Start
can,
meditating a bit, mending my wounds.
see if you can shoot a bird to get that last thing.
Or we can summon
Do you have anything to shoot a bird?
You have what? Shadow Bolt? Did you get your level 2 ability yet or no? You did. What is it? Oh, right.
I would summon an amp if I were you, just in case another bug attacks. You know,
Tell you what.
prepared.
It's your turn, right? Yes. Roll a 1d20. Not like an advantage thing, but twice. And tell me what you get.
13 and 2.
13 and 2. You see that a bird not attacking you, but it's close enough to the elevator that you can do something to it, like it's pathing around, like in a circle, I guess. So what you do is you light a torch, and as you see it coming around, you try to throw it, but you miss. That's your turn.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Where's that wolf? I want to investigate that wolf, see what he looks like, and then tell it to him.
So -1 torch.
Yes. Roll 1d20.
I got a 10.
The wolf now is like right at the bottom of the stairs to where he's just passing that other dead wolf and dodging bodies to get up to you. Are you gonna do anything to it?
I want to subdue him.
Wolf smash.
Yeah! You got this wolf!
Shut it, just. That's how you're subduing him? Remember what happened last time? You came
Well,
in
just
his
roll,
skull.
roll.
It's current. Yeah, that's current. That's current.
Oh my god, push that down.
4 or 14. I mean, like 13.
Okay, as it comes up, it's actually charging at him right now. You're kind of like standing off to the side. As it passes you, you kind of just go right on the side of its head, and it kind of veers off. If he's charging right at you and you hit him like this, and you smack him down to where his body slides, kind of pushing bodies out of the way, right before the hole where the mace head went through. So it almost fell through that hole, but it stays there, and it's kind of like.
You want to see how low?
Yeah, I'd like to investigate the wolf.
Roll 1d20.
Try to take.
See how well he is at first.
Sure.
Sure.
As of right now, it seems like he's not doing well. I'll let you roll to see like his stats and all that, but if you tame him, you're probably gonna have to nurture him back to health a little bit.
You're fine.
Go ahead, go ahead and roll to see how well he
My
is.
hooves, they're just so big.
13.
13?
So 15.
I can't control
he-
it.
He's a big wolf. He's probably one of the biggest ones you've fought as far as like stature. To where like looking at him, because he's not getting up. He's got like some meaty legs to him, right?
Oh, like you.
You kind of if he's falling down like this, you kind of like look off to the side like face to face, right? And you see he has a battle scar over his eye right here. And one fang missing from his jaw, like the two front ones that come out like that. One fang is missing.
I'm gonna try to tame him.
Okay, roll 1d20.
Please. 11.
+2.
Also 13.
Disadvantage or not advantage because it's down. So go again. You have 13. Roll one more time.
Oh,
So 15.
Oh, yes.
You walk up to it and put a leash on it.
You're mine now.
You just you
I
walk
know
up,
now. Submit to my.
plug it back, plug the leash in the back of his head, and for some reason he just gets up and he's like, right?
You damaged my wolf.
10 HP,
Oh.
His name is Cypress.
8
Oh,
8
awesome.
armor class, and 4 to every attack.
Cypress, like the tree.
All right, king of useless information.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm changing it. Cerberus.
Oh,
Cerberus.
Cerberus.
Okay,
Look at
so
you.
you guys are done with the wolves. Do me a favor. Well, what do you wanna do this turn?
Heads and put him on the side.
Well, I'll listen to you first, because you said do me a favor. I feel like that's what
Roll 1d20.
Okay.
That's Cerberus.
Oh my God.
This
got a
bitch
5.
fucked up right now.
Okay. What you do is you take another torch. Actually no. You have what? 10 days of rations?
I have 10 days ration.
Guys, quiet. Put it down to 9. What you do is you take rations out of your bag, without any of their knowledge, right? You throw the rations kind of like, not at, if you look down over the balcony in between, right? 15 feet up.
Oh. Just step off and I'll be okay.
All right. And you look in between. If the elevator's not that high from you, look down at the 3 fires that are going right there, right? Different bodies, and kind of like try to toss meat under the platform, because there's wolves over on that side of it. They get attracted over to it. There's about 2 wolves under the platform right now. Right? What do you want to do?
I think if I
Do you
could
need
try
any
to-
help?
You're 15 feet up!
I mean, I could try to knock
Do
one
you?
of the birds like down there, so then the wolves can attack it, and maybe it'll.
Roll 1d20, see what you do.
Try that. And then, okay. I got 9 plus. Would that be arcane to like try to shoot it down?
Yes.
Okay, plus 2 plus N, so 13.
13. Shoot at one of the birds and it starts coming down. It was actually kind of like facing you anyway. You shoot it right in the eye. And it's flying kind of at a lopsided angle to where, shit you not, it flies right down into the fire. Doesn't like die, but it's caught on fire now and flying back up. One of his wings is like combusted, where it's like circling down right under the elevator. To where, if it keeps going, it's probably going to get hit by the elevator. What do you want to do? 10 feet.
Over.
Oh!
The elevator's down. You're right in front of him.
How-
What do you guys want to do now? I'm kidding.
How's the weather?
I would like to jump down and see if I could veer the bird off so it doesn't get trapped under the elevator.
Roll 1d20.
13.
From 10 feet, you jump. You're fine. Turn around and you see the bird kind of circling under the elevator. And you kind of... What did I say? No, because it's a little too far for you to
Get
punch
out
it.
of the way.
You take... How about this? You take one of the helmets from one of the dead soldiers and throw it at the bird, and it smacks it on the side of the head to where it falls, landing in the fire again. It's dead. You have your 3 birds. You have your 5 wolves.
Yes.
It's on to you. The elevator's 5 feet up now. What do you want to do?
I think it's time to go. I think we've done enough in this place. We should go up.
Okay.
I'm gonna get on there.
Elevator lands, and you're right there. You guys board the elevator, and
We light the bird on fire first.
It is.
It left and we went to the fire.
Oh,
It
so
went
it's
to the
fire.
huge pit. It went to the-
You're not very observant,
Wait,
are you?
first, can I just like,
He's all about elements.
you see that?
can I pay homage to the fire pit?
Why?
Oh Christ.
Because it has helped us through it.
Son of a-
Okay, roll 1d20.
Can we bring up the Call of Cthulhu? Oh my god.
You kind of just like before it lands, because still technically your turn. Before the elevator lands, you're still 5 feet. You look down to the fire and you go, "Thank you," and the fire goes, "You're welcome."
And I'm like, I'm not the only one who heard that, right?
The elevator's down now, and as it's down, you guys get on. The high executor actually runs over with his horse, and says, "Heroes, we can get back to what's ever up there later. They can fight their own battle. We need to get going."
We didn't spend so much trouble getting on this elevator for no reason. Are you kidding me? We need to go see what this thing is.
Well, I mean, we did do our mission.
Not unbending them, though.
Yeah, but
Fine, fine. And he holds out this this huge sack. Right? Drops it. Starting with you, roll 1d20.
Oh. Is it?
We got 75%. Fifth Memphis.
You get 50 gold. Roll 1d20.
Oh my god.
Oh, we got a 1.
Wait, what'd you get?
Kidding.
50.
Wait, not
What'd you get? What'd you roll?
15.
I got 11.
There's a cloth helmet in there for you. Your armor class is 11.
Okay.
16.
You look inside and you find another 50 gold. Shut up.
20.
Okay.
Oh!
First one.
You look inside the bag. There's nothing there. You look at the high executor. You look back in the bag. Reaching in, you pull up from the bottom and find 100 gold under this black rag.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Enough to black that. If not, I can.
From the town, 5 wind riders. These wyvern, right? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Wyvern.
Wyvern, yes. They're like lion, scorpion, flying things, right?
I'm like dragons, little
Kind of, yes. Fly over to where High Executor jumps on one of their backs and his horse runs back. And he says, we need to go now. Dranosh has made it to the Wrathgate right before Ice Crown and needs our help.
I'm going with him.
I know order and justice is in your nature, but good friend, we must hurry. There's a war in front of us.
It's our biggest sacrifice.
Very true.
Are we gonna leave these men to die, though?
Of course.
Are you asking High Executor?
Of course.
He says, it is a hard decision, but there's more pressing matters to attend to.
Exactly. We can
He
save
looks
millions
up.
of
He
lives.
looks up as an undead soldier falls, and just looks at you, pretending like he didn't realize. As you hear the plop behind you,
What is 50 lives compared to 1,000?
But the elevator would take a second, and I mean, even if we just help with the retreat, like,
We're gonna get up there and waste valuable time for dead soldiers.
We need to leave.
If you want to stay, that's your prerogative.
I understand. It's a hard decision. Not for me, obviously, but it's a hard decision for you.
we'll get back to you so you can make a decision. What would you like to do?
I'd
Because
like to
the Executor and Siopved
well,
are already on the back of the
I
Wind
see
Rider.
how hard this takes for my friend, and I'd like to see if I can summon an imp and shadow bolt and firebolt the remaining soldiers, and see eliminating the problem, killing off our allies, and
You want to shoot 200 feet?
yes.
Roll 1d20 with disadvantage.
Okay.
it's a 20.
4!
And a 10.
You summon an imp, and both of you, he channels a fireball, you channel a shadow bolt, and you just shoot in the same the same angle to where they combine to make a fiery shadow bolt. They get about 100 feet and disintegrate. Can't reach that far.
Any way I could shoot at the elevator?
The one you're standing on?
The one that I stepped off of.
The one that they're standing on?
The one I advised them to step off of.
We'll get back to you.
I want to intimidate him. I want to intimidate him and say, I don't know. What should I say to intimidate this man? I mean, how tall are you? I want to see my stats compared to his.
6'6". But
6'6"? I'm 8'6".
You're me.
yeah, you're 2 feet taller than me.
I say to him, get over there,
The
puny
prerogative.
elf. There's
Both
more
of you roll
pressing
1d20.
matters.
Okay.
I have proficiency. 3. And what is that in
4.
Alright, you got
That's
5.
2. That's 5. That's 5 because proficiency.
Right!
But I want to. I'm using my intelligence to.
No.
No.
It's
Not even my higher honor. My lawful nature can't even help me out with this one.
He intimidated you.
Get over there.
He intimidated you. Intimidation is strength.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, so
He-
I would get +2.
So technically, if you're you're
Yeah,
5
plus
then? No.
5.
I got 7.
So he's 7. You're 6.
Just barely.
He grabs you, or kind of just like with his hooves, goes like this on your head, and throws you onto a bird. So are you boarding a bird too?
yes. I guess, I don't know, I'd like to board a bird as well. Any way I can, shoot something at the elevator? Just to...
Why?
So there's no retreat for the ones above.
Roll. Oh my god. Roll 1d20.
I surprised you. A 12 plus,
Oh my.
plus 2, 14.
Could I try to interrupt that or anything?
No, you want a bird.
Roll one more time. What's your strength modifier?
-1.
Roll.
20.
Oh!
Natural 20?
Nat 20!
You start to channel, to summon an imp, right? You start to channel summon an imp. And for some reason, it doesn't work. You're still channeling a cast, and nothing's happening. this channel just gets bigger and bigger. As the ball that you would otherwise summon an imp just leaves your hands, and you look at it, you're like, this has never happened before. Gets down from where you are on the birds, or the wyverns, onto the platform where you were. There's about 10 imps jumping around, cast a fireball onto the brazier. The impact knocks it over, spiking over the fire, melting the chains. One of the chains breaks to where the elevator's kind of like this now on a slant, burning the wood, and the elevator's on fire.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so since I'm an arcane wizard, I deal with time. I'm gonna pray to my god, try to reverse time so the elevator is at least fixed. Can I try to do that?
You can.
Okay.
Rolls a 1.
Rolls a 1. Everything explodes.
I'm gonna stop doing my voice, by the way, my voice hurts.
Alright, let's see what I got.
8.
I got an 8 plus 2 plus, I guess.
No.
No proficiency?
No.
Your god, you kind of like pray to your god, and you hear in your head, he got a 20 though. And your god's like, wait, I don't want to metagame. He tells you sorry, bud. Okay.
Order is set back in with the world.
Your Wind Riders are flying, look, if you're looking at the map, your Wind Riders kind of fly up in a manner like this, right? Off into the distance. And if you guys, were right around here, right? You guys fly over through Grizzly Hills, right? Past the necropolis of Naxxramas. Into Dragonblight. Right here. At the Wrathgate. Upon reaching the Wrathgate, you look down from your Wind Riders, and fighting has already begun. The Alliance, led by Bolvar Foredragon, has entered the chasm, leading to the gate leading into Icecrown. Much like how the elevator was, where there was 2 platforms in the median, you can see that these 2 towers right here are the Alliance side. This is the Horde side, and right in here is kind of like a chasm. It drops down maybe 30 feet from where the bases are.
That's our health points back.
Yes, everything's restored. Fighting for a while, the Alliance is tearing through the undead skeletons, ghouls, lepers, and abominations, and you hear Bolvar yell, "Back, you mindless wretches!" And the gates open up briefly in like a claw-like manner, the gates to the Wrathgate, right? Like this, as these ones on the bottom go into the ground and these ones are up. They reveal these large undead Vrykul. Pretty much all the Scourge forces are dead, which is why the Vrykul are coming out now. And in this language you've never heard before. Right? And they run out. Just rushing at the Alliance forces. As you land, Draenor Sarfang is already kind of addressing the Horde soldiers. Rise up, sons of the Horde! Blood and glory await us! A horn sounds as the Horde mount for battle. There's already wolves waiting there for you. You jump onto the back, and Draenor goes, "Look, Torogar for the Horde!" Right? Now you guys are in the battlefield. Draenosh and Bolvar are kind of fighting side by side. Bolvar says, "I was wondering if you'd show up," and Draenosh says, "I couldn't let the Alliance have all the fun today." There's about 3 undead Vrykul champions right in front of you. You're what, 8'6"? You're 10 foot.
Oh shit. Dude, those guys.
By the way,
I'm a dwarf, just like 4 or 5. That's me looking up like that, and then hello.
Yo, if I put you on top of my shoulders, we still wouldn't be as tall.
Walk up with a trench coat.
He's
with my gun
looking
hanging
down
out.
like...
They'll never know.
Oh my god.
was your wolf just like...
Yeah, I don't know. What happened to my wolf? Is it gone because I didn't bring it?
on the mount.
Yeah, it's on the mount with the dragon.
Yeah!
You want to leave it
He
behind?
grabbed him.
Okay, good.
Fine.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
he tried.
I was about to say Cypress.
He dropped him down.
Cerberus.
Cerberus.
Technically, you have like a whistle to call your pet.
Okay, okay, so.
So just remember that if you ever like leave him, you just call him right back.
Okay, okay. Because I was about to say, if I just tame this pet for
Okay.
and then he's gone.
So it is your turn. You may attack a Wrathgate.
How many champions is it again?
3.
3 champions. 10 foot high.
So. Okay, so if I do attack with my gun, I get +4 damage, right?
Yes,
of my wolf?
because you're a
Okay.
wolf. Because he will go and just bite him.
Alright, I'll go.
He attacks what you attack.
I'll roll.
Unless
Just to say.
told not to.
Oh.
17. 15
That
plus
hits.
2. And then 16. And then +4.
Wait.
Wait,
I just rolled 16.
what?
What's
Is
your
it
weapon
D20
damage?
Oh, it was just D10. I'm done.
I was like, damn.
It's still an 8.
Oh, that's.
8 plus?
4.
Or was it 8? So it's
Wait,
12.
wait. Why
Yeah,
would it be
12.
+4?
Because of my dog.
His dog.
Cerberus.
Oh.
Okay. So you shoot the Vrykul as your wolf goes to bite him, and you deal some substantial damage to him. But he's still pretty good.
Nice hit, Silver Ted.
Usually we work together, so I know the drill. When he shoots, I shoot too. 19.
Oh!
There you go.
2, 21 to hit. If it hits, of course. I got a 7.
To attack?
Yeah, to hit.
Oh, to hit. You're right.
Damage.
Do you want to hit the damaged one or another one?
The damage one.
All right. And you're casting what?
Arcane Bolt.
You shoot an arcane bolt right into the shoulder of the one that Sealed already attacked, and kind of just the arcane bolt goes right through his undead shoulder, and you see flesh and bone just get shot backwards, severing his arm, and he kind of just falls down, incapacitated.
No need to be cheeky.
So he won't.
So he's kind of like disoriented for a turn, but he's still there.
Okay. Is there, I'd like, anyway, there was a chance for me and Hochi to discuss something beforehand.
If you say it out loud, go ahead, or you write a note.
Oh lord.
They're gonna
Are they allowed to hear it?
Yes, of course.
Go ahead.
I would like to be thrown by Hochi,
Oh my god.
For what reason?
so we could do a joint attack. I summon my imp, right? Get him ready to cast Firebolt, but that's it. End by turn. But as well, as he throws me, I'd like to.
End my turn.
I'd like to
There's a
swing with
card
my
down
quarterstaff.
below.
You activated my trap card.
I'd like to swing with my quarterstaff.
So terrible.
So it's the damage of the
Jealous
imp with
of
the
us.
firebolt, as well as my chopped quarterstaff being being thrown with my quarterstaff. Okay? Awesome. What would I need to roll?
The same dice that you roll for every ability. Roll a 1d4, and as long as you get any number, I'll let you do it.
12 plus 10.
I rolled a B. Shit, no.
14. 14.
I rolled a B.
14.
Okay. So if I know what the fuck you just said,
So,
you want to hit with your quarterstaff first.
what happens is I want to summon my imp first.
Yes. What you do. You're fine.
I don't really need to roll first.
No, you never have to roll to summon your imp. You just do it.
Yeah, no.
Exactly.
I was just rolling to see how successful
Okay,
I
you
was
got a 14,
with
but
the
what do you
potential
want to do?
To hit with the quarterstaff. On his turn,
Yes,
he's
you-
throwing me.
You hit
Okay,
with the
so I'm gonna
quarterstaff,
hit it.
roll for
Later
damage.
On, after he throws me.
You don't even want to attack yet?
Complicated attack.
I'm very
So what he's
confused
doing
with what you're
is
doing.
he gets Hochi. Hochi grabs him.
Your imp is summoning a fireball right now, but he's not shooting it.
On
What are you doing with your
Hochi's
quarterstaff?
turn- On Hochi's turn, my imp attacks, as well as I attack with the quarterstaff after he throws me.
Go. Roll
See how well
1d20.
you throw me.
I'm gonna throw him like at it like with force.
Which one?
So
One of the
he doesn't
undamaged
have-
ones, I
he doesn't
assume.
have time to like attack.
Go.
He just has time to like get thrown into it, so he takes damage as well.
Gee, damn.
I don't like you taking my turn away from me. I got a 20.
Alright. So what happens is you throw Arwen.
I need you to throw me at this speed. Okay.
Not that fast.
And your imp is sitting on your shoulder, and both of you,
Oh!
like, it's kind of like if you're watching a movie, like your imp is right here, and both your faces go at the camera like, ah, right? Your imp is thrown off guard, but shoots the fireball a little too soon, right at his face. And I'll roll for your imp's damage. 2.
Okay.
And then roll for your staff damage.
Complicated, I know.
The fuck?
2.
You got it? What?
A 2. 2. So 2 damage and 2 damage. 4
Do me a
damage.
favor. Roll a 6.
Little 6 die.
Yep.
He also threw me with force. So that's that.
Yeah. 6. Oh. Is all the stuff.
And you did a total of 4?
Yes.
You guys did 18 damage. Because yours just doubled because of the 20. The impact of his body hitting the Vrykul makes him fall back. I had something in my mouth.
I stand victorious above him.
You're standing on top of his body right now, and your imp's kind of just jumping on his chest plate. Very, very damaged. He's on the ground, disoriented for a turn. So, one is still at full health that can attack. Actually, no, it's not his turn yet. Bolvar and Dranosh will attack. Bolvar hits first.
I assume the one standing under me is disadvantaged, right?
Yes. Bolvar attacks the one with full health for 4 damage with his Holy Light Hammer and just bashes right into it because Bolvar is a paladin. And then Dranosh will attack the same one with a 19. Kind of standing off to the side of it, slashes, and only just kind of brushes him for 1 damage with his axe.
These are the people that are helping us, the commanders.
The commanders of the Horde Alliance that are at this battle right now. That big one will attack, and everybody is under 16 armor class, right?
I am 16.
Yes. He does a sweeping attack for 2 damage to everybody.
I am 16. Is that still?
Yes, it hits you.
For 2 damage?
Yes. And now it's back to Seal It Bed.
All right. You know what? I'm just gonna roll to see if I hit with my gun. Actually,
Which one?
He has
I'm gonna-
1 gun.
The,
Oh, you went.
I'm gonna, like
okay.
the
Yeah.
down one that the downed one that I started with the first.
Okay.
5, so 7 it'd be.
Just missed. Sorry.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go attack the down one too. So, let's see. We got an 8 plus 2.
There you go.
10?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's see. Got a 10 for damage too.
10 total damage?
Oh,
The downed one.
Hit that one.
The one that
that he shot.
that I
You
shot.
walk right up and literally, like in the fucking South Park episode, stand right over his face. Looks like you about to get pwned, and just shoot right in his face and just blow up his head.
Oh,
Nice.
again! Okay, I'm standing over one, right?
Yes.
I'd like to take out my piston and my hammer, and I'd like to put the piston right at the person's eyeball, and then strike down on my hammer.
1d20.
Oh damn.
First to see if you hit.
8 plus 2, 10.
You hit. Now 1d20 to see how well it works.
4.
4. You take the piston.
Can I have advantage since it's...
No.
I understand.
You take the piston, and because you only have one hand, it's kind of heavy.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh nice.
Grabbing it out of your bag, it kind of drops. But in the heat of battle, you have to act fast, right? It drops kind of like right here, on the neck, facing up.
Dude, worse.
You grab out your hammer, and just smack right into the piston. Piston operates right into the jaw, pushing up as right here from the neck opens up.
Oh.
And you kind of just rip open his neckline, killing the Vrykul. There's still 1 alive and Atoshi's turn.
That's what I was trying to do.
Probably a little better than what you were trying to do, right?
One arm too.
Let's just attack the guy. I mean, hit him with my mace.
That's impressive.
You know what? Since it worked out so well, how far is he?
They're about right in front of you.
I'm gonna take out one piston.
Oh.
Where's he?
How far is he? From you.
He wants to throw him again.
What did I do to you?
10, 15 feet. You're close enough.
This
Okay,
projectile
okay.
was the best weapon in the game.
Actually, let's throw him again.
Okay.
Ask him.
4. 4 this time.
Wait. You got to forward to D20?
6.
Oh.
Doesn't work. Sorry. He's too far away for you to do it. You kind of just look at him and you go, oh. Maybe later. So now Bolvar will go first.
My hooves aren't made for this.
16 definitely hits. Bolvar once again smashes down right into the side of the Vrykul, breaking like already like these undead ribs, shattering the rib cage on his like right side. And now this Vrykul is pretty much on the brink of death. We'll go to Dranosh. He gets a 20
Oh!
and rolls a 4, so 8 damage. And kind of like pissed from his crappy attack the last turn, goes in a drunken rage and just swipes down, severing this guy's body right in half. And then the Vrykul falls to his death.
I love your visceral imagery.
So, with all of the Scourge defeated, because you guys were in your own little battle while other soldiers were around attacking, and everybody's done.
Ooh. Victorious. See, I told you they needed us.
With all of the Scourge defeated before the gates, the Horde and Alliance forces stand in unison, right in front of the gate. Bolvar and Dranosh step forward. Bolvar says, Arthas! The blood of your father, your people, demands justice. Come forth, coward, and answer for your crimes, yelling at this, like, closed gate, right? But the gates open, just as before, right? But slowly. You hear a voice echo. All you see is darkness in there. As it opens even more, you do see a figure. You hear a voice echo. You speak of justice, of cowardice. I will show you justice of the grave, and the true meaning of fear. And he steps out to where you can see it's the Lich King. Dranosh says, Enough talk! Let it be finished! And just runs forward with his axe and swipes. The Lich King is channeling a cast to raise the fallen of the Horde, Alliance, and the undead. Dranosh attempts to strike, but is parried by the Lich King's Frostmourne sword, shattering his axe into pieces of steel, flying back at Dranosh in the chest, piercing his armor and impaling him. He falls back. This music.
I know.
Yeah. He falls back in pain and dies before the Lich King. Gasps are heard throughout all the soldiers. The Lich King lowers Frostmourne to his lifeless body, touching it to his chest, and you see Dranosh's soul swirl around the blade into the hilt. You will pay for all the lives you've stolen, traitor! Bolvar. Boldly stated. But there is nothing you can. You hear a loud burst of something behind everybody. You turn around, and this huge green gas cloud comes from nowhere. I said that already. Undead catapults are seen rolling in from the Horde's base on the upper reaches of the chasm, as plague barrels are thrown into the battlefield, trapping everybody from the lower stairs up to the battlefield. The Lich King says, What? A couple of Alliance forces whisper to you guys, Hey, over here! Off into, like, the ramp leading up to the Alliance fortress. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I'm gonna follow them because they're Alliance, I'm Alliance.
Okay.
I'll follow him. I don't want to go with this alliance gun. I think we should stay.
I don't tend to like any type of alliance, but I'll go with my good-natured new friends.
You three, are you sticking to that? You three go up the ramp, and you're in, the Alliance town.
Can I hide myself?
8'6". Let me just hide behind this bush.
You look up at the Horde base. You guys look across at the Horde base. You look up. Ha 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 ha. Did you think we had forgotten? Did you think we had forgiven? Behold now the terrible vengeance of the Forsaken. You recognize who that is. When you two were originally at Orgrimmar, right in front of the Ring of Valor, and Sylvanas introduced you to Putris. This is Putris, her Grand Apothecary. The Lich King just whispers to himself.
Tremendous energy.
Sylvanas! More plague barrels are shot down. Take 8 damage.
You should probably...
Death to the Scourge and death to the living! Bolvar yells, fall back! Everybody's running. Soldiers can be seen scurrying for their lives, some on their knees with their faces melting and green ooze coming out of their mouth. What would you like to do?
Well,
Heat of the moment. What would you like to do?
I see there's no choice in the matter.
I see I have an unfair DM.
I think I will die if I stay here, so I guess I decide to run over to where they were running.
Up the ramp into the Alliance base.
You want to come over here? You want to switch?
No?
Switch, yeah.
I made the right decision
The
first time.
Lich King goes, ugh, this isn't over. Turns around, grabbing his chest, right? And slowly walks back to the gate and it closes behind him. There's no way through the gate, and all the plague, you're surrounded in here, right? You guys are up on the platform, but everybody down there is surrounded. Bolvar is seen below. You look down, right, at the battlefield. Bolvar is seen below, looking for a way out. Everyone is dead around him, and he falls to his knees and topples over. Red dragons emerge from Wormrest Temple and fly over. The rain of fire down on all the dead bodies, so they don't turn into Scourge. As your armies watch as their fallen burn. And that's where we'll end it for today.
What? Wait, what?
Did we get any experience? Or?
I'll get to that. For
Damn.
everything you guys have done, for all you level 2s, you need 900 experience to level up. You guys are what? You're at 300, right? You two are at 300. Put yourselves at 400, and you guys are at 300. Go to level 2, and you guys can level up next campaign.
Wait a minute. It's not fair. Do we each get 300?
You guys were technically in like a way doing a level 1 thing, so because you're already level 2, you get less XP.
I appreciate it.
Next level's 900. So more.
Yes. So you're level 2. You can roll for health, but you do not get your next ability until you train it at a city.
Okay.
That we're in.
What do we roll for? 10, right?
You roll a 10. Okay. So
Technically, we're stuck in the castle.
with that,
Or you just take a 5.
you guys, you can. Actually, no. For 10, it's you take a 6.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna take the 5.
It's half plus 1.
What? You're 1d8.
Yeah, 1d8.
You're 5.
It's half plus 1.
Okay. So guys, what you guys did today was you made your guild. You traveled to Northrend. Did some questing in Howling Fjord. Probably gonna have to go back. We will see. Made it to the Wrathgate. Helped kill off a substantial amount of the Scourge forces. Watched Dranosh Sarfang, the son of Varrock Sarfang, die right before you. And which it seems Bolvar was burned before he could die. And that's where you guys will leave off. So, with that, thank you guys for watching. We will be back next Friday, most likely at 7 again. Starting early May, we will probably go back to the 4 p.m. Schedule on Fridays. But if there are any updates, we'll put it on the Twitter and the Instagram account. Thank you guys again for watching, and see you next week.
Have a happy Friday the 13th.